All right, thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. It's good to be back again. Augustine, please talk to us so that you guys can have enough time. Anybody, once you've given your submission, if you can leave. If you want to leave, that's fine. But I feel guilty sometimes when I just want to close. Some of you have not spoken. Someone like Alex now, only once he don't talk, see him talk once and all that. Two Niger never ever get time to talk. Una not let him. Despite say that one don't fight trouble full everywhere, but he could not say anything. So please, let me Augustine, you wanted to, he's supposed to be Alex turn right now. You know, I beg, let Alex, you don't fair talk, sir. Let Alex speak, I beg. You know, before you go, you know, say in Nigeria day, you can leave us anytime. Mr. Alex, please speak to us. Thank you.
Never fit fail anytime.
Thank you for your sensitivity.
Okay, Mr. Alex, I beg, hold on. We get Mr. Pius for phone first. I'll come back to you. Mr. Pius, thank you very much.
Alex, you abandoned me in cold violation.
Tunaja, somebody day phone. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for calling in. Please talk to us.
Most of our time.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
God bless you,
God bless you. Thank you for everything. My brother, you see my statement when I comment for the Mr. Ibis, I'm blaming you because I know something about this life. When somebody starts a business, you have a company, you get the rules and regulation of your company. Before you invite anybody that want to come that company, want to work with you, you take that person to work for you. You show him your rules and regulation, how you go to work with you, which we obey. Even though in Europe here, we obey. Everywhere you go in Europe, you obey. It's only in Nigeria. Do you know why they are doing those things? Because they know you are in Nigeria. If it's a white man that has this channel, do you think they will be doing all those things they are doing? No. I remember the time I was calling, I tried to insult people. You warned me about 3 times. I apologize for that. I have never tried it again. Because I know if a chat can do, if you can control your chats, don't do this one at all. They obey you. Why do we that mature? We are mature. That these are moments. We don't follow the rules and regulations of Nigeria Watch. Please, sir, you cannot please anybody. As that brother was saying, just that man was saying everything, I was very happy.
You are right. I can't please everybody. You are right.
Yes, anybody that who wants to follow the rules and regulations of Nigeria Watch, you let the person go. One tree cannot make a forest. One tree cannot make a forest, sir. You can't please everybody. Do something as you want it, not as we want it, because it's your own something. If it is easy, everybody should go and open his own platform. That's just what I just want to say, sir. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Alex, please go ahead. Okay, Mr. Alex, you left the floor. Okay, it's your turn. Please go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
Mr. Fosa, sending gear for the super chat. May God bless you, sir. And I think I got another one. Mr. Alex, please just hold on, please. Amaka E, thank you so much for the super chat. May God bless you. Asa Bosa, thank you so much as well for the super chat. Jaja, thank you. God bless you. Mr. Fosa, once again, thank you. Dr. Alexander Gomez, God bless you. Go ahead, my brother. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Najawaj, first of all, thank you for carrying out an extempore impromptu sensitization about how these things work. But you on your own, don't assume we know these things. Some of us don't know these things. So as you said it today, do it once in a while. Sensitize us, teach us. Some of us know nothing about media. Don't be surprised.
No. You know, I've said it before so many times. It's just like for some time, for the past 8 months or so, I just left it. Let me tell you one thing you must understand, Alex. You'll be following me for a while. Sometimes when I say something twice and you did not listen, I don't want to offend anybody. I just think that because we all are adults, you will understand. But when something continues to persist, then it becomes a problem. You understand? Yeah. It becomes a problem. Right. That's the truth. For me, I'm a very soft-hearted person. If anybody come to me, for example, promote me or do this one, you know me now. I don't have problem with that, you know. But I don't know if anybody also collected money on my behalf and come here to be promoting anybody. Yes, anything can happen. You never know.
With that film, what you do, you know, stuff too.
I know that the most difficult thing to do is to build a channel to this magnitude. So I cannot say much because when you are talking, most times I can feel the pains because it's not easy. I've seen people who build channel. They say the same thing, that is not easy. It takes time, dedication,
My brother,
consistency.
I've been on this since 2012. I have pages on Facebook. One of my pages is 500,000 followers. The other one is a 250,000. I have another one 250,000. I have another one again 250,000. Then on YouTube, I have YouTube channel that have almost 400,000 subscribers. I have another one for about 90. Nigeria Watch is 90,000 subscribers. I have another one again 40,000. I have another one 35,000. So I have lots of platforms, and I started this journey since 2012. I was in university. I was building. I started as a writer. So nobody can just come here sneakily and then promote this, promote it without. I understand. Maybe you don't know, but in the other way around, some people go know. They just want. That's what I'm saying. If anybody don't go collect money for my back, it's better. Anybody that want to promote themselves come directly to me. You might not even. You might not even pay.
Yeah.
And that one we call snitch for America. Snitch.
Let us try to encourage Mr. Nigeria Watch. It's not easy to create content, to make content, to get to this level. You know, I got to know Nigeria Watch. Let me just deviate for 1 minute before I come to the visa. I got to know Nigeria Watch when he was fighting. So he was doing social media activism, fighting for people against land grabbing in those states, generally oppression. You know, that was what brought me in, and it's been a very wonderful journey up to now. So for you to start talking like this, even me today, I learned a couple of things. You know, we learn every day.
Okay,
I know it's not
Alex,
easy.
let me tell you something that you don't know. Maybe some of them are watching me right now. Are you aware that 100% of Edo people that is big today on social media, I brought 95% of them, all of them to limelight? Are you aware?
Yeah, I think I heard something like that.
Yes, I'm telling you now. I don't supposed to say this. I'm talking about the big fish. Some of them,
not surprised.
You follow them till today. I brought 95% of them to limelight.
Wow, that's good.
I'm literally the first that came into this media in the whole Edo state.
That's
so
good.
Please, you know, and I don't charge for this, but I want people to follow rules. That's what I'm saying. Follow rules and let's do things in the right way. None of my brothers and sisters will come to me now that I pay Nigeria Watch me to promote me. But still, we must do it the right way. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, let me go to the guys. Let's adhere to instructions. Luther King Jr. said we should not be guilty of what we are condemning our slave masters of doing. So we should try to keep to rules. We should be orderly. And we should also listen to what Mr. Ike also said. He brought us some salient issues. This is how to build a country. We live in by examples on how to obey rules. On the visa ban, I'm not against America. I respect America. God bless America. And God bless Nigeria too. I'm happy what they did. I'm very happy. It's difficult for me to really communicate in the platitudes that I'm supposed to communicate to. Probably only CM and a few people will understand me. But for the sake of the evening and the discussion and the atmosphere, I'll just keep my communication at a level where everybody can just flow and keep much pressure on the wicked people in Nigerian politics. So that's how I'm going to do it. But when you are in Rome, you behave like a Roma. So now I'm in Rome on Nigeria Watch platform. So it's not time to bring history about colonial master.
To be honest, Mr. Alex, you know that you be giving submission on this platform for so long.
Yes.
And I'm one of your lovely brother that always, in fact, I want to hear you speak all the time. But today, your submission, I was displeased with it. And you know, I'm a very straightforward person. What I cannot say in your front, I will not discuss it behind you. That's me.
Yes. That's why I said something like that was, you can sit me down and teach me film and media. I don't know anything about it. I'll be lying to say that's why governors have special advisors. All of them have different roles: agriculture, law, traditions, history, whatever. You know. So this in this field, by God's grace, is my area. CM says something that really touched me from the very beginning. But for the sake of this topic, for the sake of the moment, for the sake of our pursuit, our vision, what we are doing for the past 1 year, so I will not want to go into all that. So I want to say thank you to America, and they should know that we are grateful, and we are not ungrateful. You cannot take away the politics of the unipolar system. America is the police of the world. Forget about what China is doing. It used to be a bipolar system, a bipolar world. So USSR and Soviet Union, but America, is the only power standing right now. So China is trying to, to flex powers with them, but they are still not there. So when the big boss talk, people say America is the unwritten police of the world. It's not written anywhere, but they are the police of the world. What America wants, America gets. That does not make them, intrude. I like the way they do their things sometimes. And I wish they can do more. And it's long overdue what they just did. We are grateful. That does not mean we don't know ourselves. We don't know we have to fight by ourselves. But now we can't do it because the leaders have weaponized everything against the citizens. And America is trying to fight for us from distance. And we should be grateful. We should be grateful. And I'm happy the name of Governor Nelson Wike is there. And I'm happy Professor Keyamu's name is there. I hope they really serve their punishment. And a host of others. MC Oluomo. I want Nigerians. Anywhere you see these guys all over America, please boo them. Just shout, hey, he's one of those people destroying Nigeria. Yeah, it's allowed. It's called civil disobedience. There's nobody's going to arrest you on that. You didn't touch the person. You just spoke. So just shame them. Do more. Take it from where America stops. Yes, I think I will drop it there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Alex. To be honest, for me, before I call on Mr. CM, I don't want us to blame foreigners for our problem. Remember, we have a traitor amongst us who went all the way either to UK or the same America. They go sell us, give these same people. That's why they are riding on us. One thing you don't understand, I'm rob and not fit come your house, come rob. If somebody will day your house, not give them information. Have that in mind. It's not possible. So I would like to move on. Okay, I have somebody calling in right now. Hello, good evening to you. Your name and where you calling us from?
Hello.
Hello. Good evening to you, madam.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
This is Madam Victoria.
Oh, Madam Victoria, good evening to you. Thank you very much for calling. Talk to us.
I would like to say something. I think I listened a little bit to True Nigeria speaking not too long ago. And I agree with True Nigeria to an extent that Nigerians
please
should
off
not,
your
Americans should
gadget.
not
Off your
close
gadget.
in
We are hearing double sound. Off your gadget,
yeah,
madam.
okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm driving. So it's coming up from my Bluetooth. Okay. Anyway, I agree with him
Okay.
It's like in a marriage, right? I
Yeah.
just want to put this, maybe he will understand it, this analogy. In a marriage, it's between husband and wife, period. There should be no intruder. That is what marriage is supposed to be. But you get to a point when there are issues get to a certain stage where when you cannot fix it between two people in the marriage, you will invite the third party. And that is the stage Nigeria is now. Either you will go to a counselor to help you mediate between the husband and the wife. And that is the stage Nigeria is now. And for me, I am extremely grateful that America has taken such a step.
Okay.
And I pray every other country follows suit. Let them close the border against these people. Then they will, since COVID did not teach them anything to fix their
Madam
home,
Victoria.
maybe, yes.
But one thing you must understand, you say you agree with Tunaja. Tunaja was not appreciative. You look at you now, you're appreciative that America is already in. Tunaja was not.
I agree with him to some extent.
Okay.
Yeah, I do agree with him. Really, I mean, if America is having problem, are they going to come to Nigeria to fix our problems? No. But Nigeria has deteriorated and disgraced themselves, just like that's why I use the analogy of a marriage. When the marriage is collapsing and has gotten to a point where you need third party to help salvage the marriage, if possible, that is when you introduce either a counselor, either the in-laws, and you have other people coming into your business. It gets to that point. So Nigeria is at the point where other people will have to prognose in our business since we cannot tidy up ourselves. So that is what I'm saying. And I pray England will follow suit, and by the time they follow suit, that 11 million house, they put a ban on it.
Thank you.
From this Sheikh Tinubu, when they start confiscating their assets, then they will learn. Maybe they will learn. That's FFK that was yarning rubbish, saying he can go somewhere else. If other countries put a ban on them, and I thank God for Aisha, thank God for Chimamanda, I think that's her name, Chimamanda. Thank God for them. Thank God for everybody that has been speaking up. We have achieved. It's another success for us. It's another success for Obi. Let us sit. If they don't want to fix Nigeria, it's okay. Everybody die there.
Thank you.
Everybody will die there. It's not where you spoil this place, then you now japa. How can the Minister of Education have her children in abroad, and you are Minister of Education in Nigeria? How can I be selling something, and while I'm selling, if I'm selling food in Nigeria and I myself cannot consume the food I am selling, I have to be going outside to go and buy other people's food to eat. There should be a problem in the system.
Thank you. Thank you.
There should be a problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your submission. Thank you. If you can join the panel, we'll be looking forward to seeing you later. Thank you. Bye.
There's no link and it's been full and I'm in traffic.
Okay then.
I mean, I don't mind. I can join even if I'm in traffic, but there is no link there and it's been full.
I'll put the link there in case anybody leaves anytime from now. Thank you, madam. Bye.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let me come to Mr. CM. Oga CM, are you still there with us?
Okay, yes, I am. Regarding what you said earlier, there's something I want to get cleared in case, because I think I fall victim of it, so that I know when to cut it out. Normally, when I'm speaking, I do usually say, "Oh, I watch this video in channels or in Arise," making reference to that. Is that what you are referring to, like promoting other channels?
No. When it comes to Arise or channels, those two videos are made. The made two channels where I do talk. How do I say get my information from? No. So those things, that's fine. I don't have problem. Anything more than Arise or channels or Evo 2VC, any other channels.
Okay, yeah, the mainstream this thing.
Yeah,
okay.
the mainstream
or NTA.
Mainstream medias.
Or NTA.
Yes, yeah, that's
okay.
what I'm saying. But
no, he's talking about bringing other YouTubers, channels, names, and all those stuff.
No,
exactly.
no.
Both Instagram. Sometimes people do come here and say, okay, I see this thing for so. Like there are particular person that come here to say, I saw it. What's that Instagram name? I saw this thing on so Instagram name all the time. There's this Instagram person that makes so much trouble. They always come here and mention that name all the time. And many other YouTube and Facebook. I don't like this thing. Anybody that want their platform promote, come to me. Obviously, Arise don't want their platform to be promoted. Channels don't want their platform to be promoted. So I'm not talking about mainstream medias. Yeah, that is fine. Anything more than that, no. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So back to the visa ban. What I need to recap is this. I want to underline this fact that a sovereign country the moment you're a sovereign country, you should be able to deal with your problem yourself. But if you can't, whoever is doing it from outside is doing you a favor. Whether the person is doing it with evil intention, hidden, is up to the person. But the thing is, what you fail to do for yourself, if somebody is pointing it out, you should be grateful that the person is pointing it out. At the same time, the fact that you're a sovereign nation means that you should also be able to take control of what goes on in your country. If I steal money as a government official and go and deposit it in Israel, you don't have. It is true. It is true. You may be saying Israelis, but they didn't send me to. Why should I even steal the money? How many Israelis are stealing from their own and bringing to our country? So there are things. There are to extent I blame the Western world. I blame them when something like we report a case for them to help us and then sort of do it, and or sort of let's see, if we willingly report something and then tell them this is what we want, it is by right, we need this from you, you've taken it from us, and they refuse, then you cannot blame them. And not when somebody you employed stole your money and lodge it in their country. Yes, they may bring it back if they want to, but you have to first of all blame the person. Why must he steal money? Why? Why did you take the money? Because if you tend to blame the person outside, it means you are encouraging the other person. Tomorrow he will go and steal. So this visa ban, in that light, I accept it, because if America didn't do it, we wouldn't do anything. It's obvious. Oluomo has been forgotten with all the utterances he made and the people that died as a result. It has been forgotten. Nobody is doing
We should just be
anything.
grateful. We should be grateful that America is even doing this. UK should do the same
That's
thing.
why that even it, just by saying it, just by even mentioning, because I know they do not like their name to be mentioned, but just by mentioning their name, because this is what we should do. Okay, we conducted the election by our own standard. We are crying. Then what have we done to punish those election riggers? Have we done anything? Have we? We haven't done anything. But somehow, remember, it is in Lagos or somewhere that they burnt ballot boxes. Is this supposed to be? Are we supposed to invest money, buy a ballot box, print the ballot papers on the day of voting, then somebody will come and set it on fire and scatter it? And that is, it's like bringing the naira you have in your pocket and set it and then put matches to it. So if we do all these things, in the end, there's no punishment. Sometimes we don't even condemn it. Lai Mohammed will come and even tell a lie that it never happened. Then somebody somewhere, because of the standard they set, at least in civil society, we can attest to that. What happens in the Western world, the way, at least there's some crime. We know that a police officer, at least I know this for a fact in UK, a police officer came to arrest, they cannot stop you and start slapping you, kicking you. No, he can't do that. He cannot. If you resist arrest, he may call for support. But in our own country, that is the norm. Police will start slap you hit you with the boot of the gun. You won't do anything. And then you be begging. So all these things, if the West are pointing it out, they are not intruding. I don't really think they are intruding into our affairs. It is we that are selling ourselves. Look, if I remember I was arguing somewhere that I wish we could get somebody and say, look, assuming we lock up our country, say for 24 hours or 1 month, can we be able to produce something without looking outside? That is how you know how self-sufficient you are. So the West, this visa, in that light, this visa ban, I welcome it. I wish they'd been doing this type of thing. In the West, that's what they call name and shame. It's not that they're going to kill you, but they name you because they feel that by mentioning your name, it's written in the news. So this is like naming and shaming them. Although it may not add, I may not add anything to it. Personally, I may not say I have a personal gain. But the fact that a country somewhere, what if the whole European Union, they take it turn by turn and then be naming them like this? It's still okay to me. Because if you ban them, let them stay in Nigeria. That is another, because we are clamoring that, okay, some of them going to America maybe to see their physician, some maybe to go and buy a house. So if you now ban them, it means that they are doctor in America, they can't see the person. So that medical tourism at least has been cut down for that period of time that he has a visa ban. He's free to go on any place. So I wish something like this said, we don't even want Nigerian officials to be coming to our country for the next 50 years. I will be happy. I will like it. But some people may feel that they are doing it. No, I like it. Stay in your country and build your country. I believe if Ekweremadu should come out of prison now, if you now go to him and say, look, we want to launch and build a one kidney, he will like to. He may help you to raise money because he must have taught him that if these things are here, this is what we need. So sometimes when the West are correcting us, no man is an island. I welcome it. That is not threatening our sovereignty. Our sovereignty is our ability to defend ourselves and do what we want to do. But not that when we fail, we impoverish our people. We steal the money that we should have used to develop our place. We bring it to their country and they keep it. Mind you, this is not official. It's something you do secretly, sometimes through a third party. So in that case, you can't just blame the host country, because the host country, America, may tell you, if you want to bring money to us, why not tell our treasury minister for finance or something? Okay, you are bringing money, say, come and then it's official. Not that you go through your brother who has lived in America, you corner, buy a house, transfer money. Then later, when it is found out, he said they are taking money to. But you didn't do it. This is fraud. You did because you were caught out. So please, I know that we're a sovereign nation. I agree. Our sovereignty, we have to defend it. I also agree because we worked hard to be decolonized. But when we are behaving, let us behave that really, yes, we are the masters of our own destiny. And not also to start, but is it not really stupid that you don't see where to enjoy your money in Nigeria? If you don't see why not build the best? But you take it to Dubai, take it to America, your kid will go to school in America. Why Nigerian university system was the best before, at least in Africa, in the 70s and maybe 80s. Now everything has been run down. Then you now take your kids abroad. After schooling there, then you bring them back, and then when the America is doing something, no. I do not. I wish America has been intervening like this before. Like just name and shame. Let them help us. I don't come because all these people they are naming and shame. Why didn't they shame Professor Nenoti, the one that refused bribe, the returning officer? Somebody might say, why did Professor Nenoti? Because that one they found out that the lady's clean. She turned the bribe down. But others accepted, and because of their complicity, they now named them visa ban. By the way, if they do not, if you ask me, say you are banning me visa ban, what thing concern me concern US? These people, if you do not have deal, what you are going to America for? By the way, if America say don't come to our country, you don't need to appeal anything. You just take it. It's their country. Somebody do not want you. Why are you forcing yourself on the person? Visa ban, we don't want these people in our country. And so what? You should have told them, okay, hold your visa, it's okay. Then relax in Nigeria. Yet you are raising eyebrow and then start to make a mountain out of a molehill. I do not see it that way. So on this visa ban issue, let me not waste time. I welcome it wholeheartedly, and then even I thank America for it. If that is where it will stop, if they will continue it like how I wish they've been doing it. By now, people will now know after every election, we know these are the bad guys. Not that we don't know, but at least somebody must have corroborated it from outside. So to that extent, I welcome the visa
At least
ban.
they have started from somewhere very soon,
yeah,
and their house
that's
kind of they carry.
yes, that's why I'm asking. Maybe this visa ban, let it sort of make the judges, the judiciary to sit up, because this thing is like you went to play football, which you know the person that won. When you hear the referee tomorrow, they are writing, you say, is it not? I know when they score 2 goals, they are not telling you that goal they scored that time, we are reviewing it. When the match has ended and they saw it 2-0, today you are telling me you are reviewing, we are looking at it. So I wish this visa ban will also ginger up our judges. Let them know that, look, the world is tired. Not the world, the people are tired. Let them help us. Let them help Nigeria. The only people that can solve our problem are Nigerians. Let them help us. All this nonsense they are doing, hoping that when they run the country aground, they run away. Let them just, we know they can do it. They have money to go underground anyway. But let just the spirit of God touch them. The way the thing touched the Professor Nenoti, who said the humanity in her made her said no, she won't take. Let the judges say, look, let us behave like the Kenyans and tell the world that after all, Nigeria is really, we are not really corrupt.
Thank you.
We say the truth. Let them do it that way, and then history will record them. Thank you.
Thank you. And if I have to add to that, to be honest, do you also know, although I'm not here to threaten the judiciary, but this is a good move because the judiciary, any of the judges now will know that any decision they take, for example, they take any decision in a wrongful manner, obviously, America is watching, the world is watching. So for me, is the best time. This happened at the right time. What America is doing right now, which UK can emulate this, embrace this, and take the right decision at the same time, or other European countries. This will be very nice.
Yeah, God help those who cannot help themselves, because Nigerian population, our masses are so impoverished. They are like they've given up hope. If not that Obi came and so people started. So if there's for any reason, anything anybody could do, not really in terms of coming directly. Even if you help me to call out the thief that is owing me money, you are helping me. If you help me, if you join my voice to say this guy is a thief, he stole this person's money, and because I'm saying it, you're also helping me. It's not everything. I don't see it as enemy or whatever. After all, we steal money and go and keep it. Why must you steal your money? Why? Why must you steal your America has crude oil? How many of them are stealing it from Texas and go and lodging it somewhere? But you corroborate to steal that of Nigeria and go and sell. Then when you are caught or they say this, I don't blame the West. I don't blame them at all. If you bring a stolen good, why did you even steal it? For why must you steal? That is, you have to explain. You start from the first principle. If you did not steal, yes, a bribe. If you did not give, there won't be anybody to take. If you are not selling, you won't get a buyer.
Thank you.
Take off
Thank
for
you,
sale,
sir.
then the buyer will come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's supposed to be two Nigeria's turn now, but let me see if Mr. Ike, I don't know, Mr. Ike don't normally stay this late. Mr. Ike, I hope you still, because I still want to hear from you. I want to call to Nigeria now, or do you want to speak and leave now? I don't know.
Let to Nigeria speak. I'm here. You can hear me?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Let to Nigeria speak. I'm still here. It's 8 o'clock. It's 5 minutes to 8 o'clock my time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, to Nigeria, I beg talk to us, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you don't take it to heart about saying something about whether it's your channel. Well, in the context of saying it, and I hope that's the context anyone says it, is because they are trying to recognize your authority over what you are defining. If somebody says that to you, don't take that to heart, that they are trying to recognize.
It's not even because of you, because I have noticed that even you've been to this platform before, if you remember, and you've been on my side by saying that why can't you people just follow Elvis's instruction? You said that more than 10 times, right? Yeah. So I'm not even talking because of you. I was talking because of some people here, and but one person that started this rubbish here was Pansat, because of his nasty, smelly attitude. That's why he was thrown out. So it's not even because of you, because you have always opposed it. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. In the West, they have this concept of what they call useful idiots, and what the concept is that somebody that is on the other side, that is supposed to be their enemy, is doing stuff that favors them. So from that concept is that's how they look at things. They don't look at it like that person actually is loyal to them. They're looking at it that person is a useful idiot doing what is going to benefit them eventually. So that concept is what they use. Because I remember, if you go back in history, I remember, like I was saying, when they abolished slave trade, they were fighting Africans that want to carry on slave trade. They were fighting, and a lot of people would have thought that is good on them. They really wanted to end slave trade. But the ledger, what they didn't see was that they found cure for malaria. They were coming to take over Africa. They didn't need that anymore. They had solution for the human resources that they need because they are mechanized and industrialized. So they didn't need these slaves anymore. That's why they did what they did. But a lot of people bowed to them then too, because they thought this was a good thing they are doing. Look at our leaders, disgraceful people. You see what I mean? This concept, you have to keep your eye on the bigger picture when dealing with these, especially world affairs, not just these people. It's world affairs. You have to keep your eyes on the bigger picture, because in the end, our leaders did what they did because they too believe in some of the things a lot of people on the panel and the chat actually believes. They believe that these people actually mean them well. Why can't you work with me? Do you know how many times I've complained that these people are cutting their nose to spite their face? That I say that we are willing to work with them, but they do everything to make us miserable. Do you know how many times I've looked for ways we can work with them? And what I came up with was that in the end, it's not their responsibility. They love their people more than they care about us. That is not their job. I don't hate them for it. We are the one God has given so much, and we still say we need their help to help us out. If we keep needing their help, when are we going to decide that, okay, it's going to be hard for us, but let's start relying on our own mess. Let's start cleaning up our own, like they did. They worked very hard to get to where they got to. They really did. Nobody handed them anything for free. They gritted their teeth and did the work. They didn't even stay in their own hometown. They were traveling in the whole world. They left their families. They made all those sacrifices. They even ended up cannibalism and all that in America, suffering that they went through to get to where they got to today. That is a people that took responsibility. We cannot seem to countenance the fact that things will be hard when you take responsibility. We have to learn to accept the difficulty, because that's our inheritance. Anything else, then you want to go and listen to the woes of the people we sold, our own people we sold into slavery, and go and hear what they tell you about their experiences, the worst part of it and the best part of it, and tell me whether that's the future you want for yourself, where your population, you can't decide your fate. Another man decides whether you live or whether you die, whether you're enslaved, you're in prison, or whether you are not, whether there is drug in your neighborhood, whether there is no drug in your neighborhood. There are certain aspects of life we have full control over. There are other areas you don't have control over. And we all know these truths. If you are born in the south of Nigeria, you are likely to be a Christian. Just like when you are born in the north. That is not up to you to decide. Environment often decides outcomes. This is why when we say we want to take responsibility, you also have to be aware of the environment you are in. You don't run away from your challenge, because running away from it, some other person will help you realize it. And maybe if you are lucky, you survive it. When they come knocking. It's just as simple. That is the way life works. And I didn't make it up. If you look at the history of the world, that's how it works. If you don't do the hard work to help your own people, to protect your own people, to have your people prosper and compete normally in the world, don't blame other people. That's where I don't hold them accountable. Don't blame them for taking advantage of us. And I support the people in their countries that said, why should they apologize for slavery? Why should they apologize for anything they did to us? It's not their job to apologize. They don't owe us anything. What do they owe us? Everything they did, they worked hard for it. They bled and died for it. Their life expectancy whenever they came to Nigeria was 1 year. And they still came until they found the cure to malaria and they took the entire thing. That is how the world works. The Chinese didn't wait for them. The Russians offered the Chinese, I will protect you while I make peace with Americans. The Chinese said, you go and do your own peace deal. I'm going to go and protect myself. And today the Chinese, look at where they are. Because the Chinese understood. They understood something that nobody can convince them of otherwise. Because they just came out of an invasion by the Japanese. They knew they can never rely on any other person's guarantees for their safety. Ukraine was guaranteed safety. Look at what is happening to Ukraine today. Both sides, Russia, the US, guaranteed them safety. You can't outsource your safety to other people. Israel knows that. Israel doesn't even trust American soldiers on its territory. Because history has taught them that they've lived in Europe for so long. They've understood now that they are in charge of their own fate. They don't rely on their neighbors. They don't rely on the US. They take their money. They take the US money, but they don't rely on them. The reason why I'm saying these things, because my friend Rita is saying I'm off topic, is because the topic was involving how grateful we should be to other people. That is why I'm saying, there's a proverb that came from South Africa that says, if a leopard is given wings to fly, he'd be a fool to refuse them. Just like the Europeans have the useful idiot concept. I'm not saying we should reject it. It's a good thing that these people have been banned. But to start advertising them as the standard that we should be, as the people we should be grateful for, is missing the point. That is where I draw the line. I'm happy that this stuff happened. And I can't expect them to hand over our stolen money that they have with their hand to us. They will not. Why would they do that? They are stupid. That would make them stupid. I'm not going to expect them to do that. So you have to draw the line that, okay, they've done their bit. They are not going to give us what has been stolen from us because our people are the foolish ones to give it to them. Now let's go and fix our business. That is the approach we should be taking. You are not faulting them. They are doing what God designed them to do. Like God designed all human beings to do, almost all living things to do, really. An antelope cannot plead mercy with a lion that needs to eat. If we make ourselves an antelope, don't blame them for coming to clean. And that is what I'm trying to remind our people. Don't rely on other people to clean our mess. Our mess is big. Yes, we know. Fela sang it over 20 years ago. And if he had known, he probably would have sang the song in a harsher tone. Suffering and smiling, colonial mentality, all of them. We still haven't shared most of all those things. The truth is, we are our own saviors and we are our own problems. We just have to focus on ourselves. Difficulty will be there. See, I know I'm in the UK. People say this all the time that I'm in the UK. I know that. You think I don't? See, at my age, I don't fear death. What is the point? I'm going to die anyway.
Please.
If I wanted to go to Nigeria, I'll go to Nigeria.
Can I redirect the whole issue?
A question, please.
And Alex, I wanted to say something to Alex. Hey, God, Alex, you abandoned me in cold violation. I was supporting you. And you just kept quiet and let them roast me today. If somebody, you believe in something, you need to stand your ground. Not because the crowd is baying for your blood, you say go away. Because what are you trying to save? What are you trying to save? This little short life we have? There is nowhere to run. No. If you hide, the situation still remains. If you talk, the situation remains, and maybe we'll get out of it. Yes. Go ahead.
I wanted the question I wanted to put across to you is this. Talking of over 60 years, something as basic as conducting an election, we still fail woefully to the extent that we are the shame of the world. What do you say to that?
Sorry, I missed that. I will repeat that. I think my audio.
Okay, I said over 60 years of independence, we took it upon ourselves what other countries do to themselves. Conducting an election.
Simon, I remember I saw other people there.
Okay, yes. Conducting an election. We are up to more than 60 years. We are yet to be able to trust our process to conduct the election among ourselves. This is for ourselves, so not to go and to supervise. We can't conduct the election. Is that not a shame of enough? So when outside world criticize us about it, I think we should be grateful to them, because it's even a shame. Because if they didn't point it out, 4 years down the line, we still be talking of the same thing. We can't conduct the election. Since Nigeria, records began in Nigeria. The cleanest one they say is 1993. It was annulled. We bungled it. 30 years later, we bungled it again. Is it not a shame? That is what is paining me, and that is what is paining the world.
All right,
It's a
let's
shame.
hear from
Believe me, it's not paining them. I can assure you that.
Oga
The
Tunaja.
truth is, I will just
Tunaja.
close with in 30 seconds. Oh,
Okay,
sorry, somebody wants to interject or something. Okay, 30 seconds. See, the
Yeah.
truth is, when this type of stuff happens, the reason why we haven't fixed our problem is the same reason when Kwame Nkrumah was laughing at Nigerians, that we listen to everything the Western people tell us, and we still haven't changed direction since then. Thank you.
In this election, I don't think so. It's not what they tell us that made us to be bungling election, even after 30 years. It's not. Because why don't they tell it to other people and they are getting it right? Election.
Okay,
I mean,
can I speak,
election.
can I speak, Elvis?
Yes.
Can
Okay. Oga,
Mr.
fine.
Elvis.
Yes.
please,
Hold
can
on.
I
Hold on.
can I
Black
can I
Panther,
engage
no
this guy a
first.
little bit?
Hold
I
on.
feel like I feel like we don't actually understand these two Niger. I think he has a different approach to this common problem that we all have. So, and he's not coming out straight to say. I think what we should be asking to Niger is that what are the, as in he feels that what we are doing is a waste of time. That the way we are following the Nigerian problem is a long way and a waste of time. So he probably has a maybe a shorter approach to it. So if Tunaja, the question that I want to ask you is that, do you feel like what we are doing right now, the way we are going about everything that is happening in Nigeria, because we all want change, we all want a new Nigeria, do you feel like the way we are going about it is not going to give us the desired result?
Most of the things that are being done, especially on this platform and many other platforms out there, are positive. 80%, I believe, is positive. The area we tend to miss road is when we hack back to our conditioning already.
Okay, I got your answer. It's my turn to speak, though. I'm just using it to ask you a question, right? I got the answer. So now the next question I want to ask you: do you have a different approach other than what we are doing?
Yes.
You see, that's the thing. So he has a different approach. So he's come here so many times and had arguments with him, and sometimes we'll shut him down. But I feel like he's not been able to express himself the way he would. He's maybe he feels that Elvis will not allow him to say what he wants to say, or maybe he feels that people on this panel will be against what he wants to talk about, right? That's why he keeps beating about. At the end of the day, everybody's crying, oh, we don't understand him, oh, he's going off point and all of that. So that's
no. If I hold on.
Can I interject?
Hold on. I'm not sure that Tunaja have been with me now for over a year or almost a year now, so he's always free to speak here. My concern
it's
is
true
that
they do allow me to speak.
He always speaks his mind, but
what
my
is your approach? I want to know.
No, hold on, sir.
There are people here
Today, the reason why I disagree with him is that I just want to see everybody appreciate US from doing this, because they don't have to do it. Our problem, we cannot.
They don't owe us the obligation.
Pardon?
US don't owe us the obligation.
Exactly. That's why I disagree with it.
It's not their obligation.
Yeah. So go ahead, go ahead with your submission so that we can call on someone else.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that I like the ban. Obviously, it puts spotlights on the people. It means that before they do that ban, they must have had a substantial evidence and convinced that these guys influenced the election negatively, right? That's why they made the ban. So, you know, that puts pressure on them, and then puts pressure on the judiciary, who, in case they are planning to do anything, just in case they are trying to, they have a bad intention to subside the case. Again, I would actually, you know, like if we can get other countries to follow suit to do the same thing, especially UK. That's because that's another place that these politicians go to a lot, and the UK and France, most especially. You know, this will serve as a detriment to other people, even in the future. So that's the thing. If we can, you know, do the same thing, I mean, trying to get, because I know that I signed petitions. There were petitions flying all over the place after the election. I signed so many petitions, the people that people posted on WhatsApp. I signed, and I also posted the link. So now that this ban finally happened, I'm happy. Of course, I'm happy, and I believe most people here are also happy. Thank you.
Okay, Niger Watch. Niger Watch, are you there?
He's probably muted. Yeah, who is next?
Okay. Who should be next?
I think it's Ike, isn't it? Ike was due to speak.
No. Mr. Ike is still with us. We have give us a mandate. I don't know whether it's still there, Abi.
I have not spoken since I entered this platform.
Okay. No. Black Panther, talk to us.
Really?
Thank you very much. You see, when I kept silent, I know the reason why I kept silent, because
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you.
I know a lot of things have happened and a lot of people have spoken. That is why I still remain. I love to listen and I love to learn from people.
Thank you.
God and I'm practically oriented person. Things that I've done.
And I appreciate you for that, my brother. Because you know why?
God bless you.
You know why? On this platform, we should manage ourselves. Even me, myself, that you people think that knows it all. Then, you know, if you don't join me to manage a platform, then everybody will be making mistakes. You see, now you did this since you not shout, because I call people around you and you understand with me. This is what I want. But some people will just think. Somebody actually accused me the other day here that I'm being biased. I select my own. I don't call him whenever I come to the platform. Can you just imagine? You know, so please understand with us. Go ahead, my brother. Thank you for your understanding.
Well, thank you, Mr. Niger Watch, and thank you for the topic of today, and thank you all the panelists. And I want to say, for what happened the other time, is that I'm a warrior. I was born into the clan where all of us are warriors, and my forefathers fought the British. I know where I come from, I know my lineage, and we hold a very strong position in my kingdom. That is why I stand my ground, and that is why I refuse to be called something that I am not, because I'm a practically oriented person. That is how I taught, and my parents, my uncles, they've served Nigeria in the military and in the police force. So I know what we have given to the nation. That is why I'm so passionate. And that's why when I see passionate people that are doing things, I love to join them, because with that kind of training that I've gotten from my own parents and uncles, I'll be able to exhibit it while I was in tertiary institution. I went into politics. I understand politics very well. I understand student politics very well, and I understand international politics very well. And I want to say what the United States just done is a great thing that needed to be done, because all of us have argued this thing out. We have said, oh, they are so silent. Oh, they are silent. Now they have done something we expect them to do, most especially when this judiciary is about to make some pronouncement, which we know positively is going to affect their pronouncement to a positive way. That is our hope. And I want to say one other thing that was spoken by one of the panelists. Israel and America, if you don't understand the partnership, the brotherhood within them, you will not know until you go in there and go into their bilateral agreement they went into. In terms of defense, Israel is the only country that America has given an aircraft that they've not sold to any nation. They are partners, they are brothers, they are the most trusted partnership is America and Israel. So I want to debunk that. And I want to go further to say something here. The reason why you see, I want to say something that Nigerians have been battered and shattered. And when somebody has been battered and shattered, we have to speak to bring their hope alive. And I thank God that America, God's own country, have arisen to assist. If they don't want to do it, nobody will blame them. We shouldn't blame them. It's our cross. But because of international relationship, because of the ideology they stand for, and because of the democracy which they stand to police around the world, those are the kind of things that propel them to take a little step to see from this step if we can jump and and assist and give us a little bit of push, because every nation in the world needs push. That is why I don't like dabbling into history or history, because we dabble into history, it's a wide scope that we shouldn't go into. But let us direct ourselves to the narrative, what is on ground. I want to say one thing here. We are positive-minded people. And we have been so, the pain I'm having here, sometimes I see myself, it's even more than the pain some Nigerians are having. Like what Nigeria Watch said, some people will still be in the beer parlor eating. I have called my friend one day when I saw him on video in a nightclub. I told him, you guys don't even know what is happening here. I'm crying here, but I didn't allow that thing to move me aside. But because I believe is a country of mine, and that's place where I was born, despite where I am today. And I don't believe that any man can charter our destiny, but we will charter our destiny and direct our destiny by ourselves. And we should stop the narrative of, oh, why did this person come to help us, to tangle that? If they come in, they will benefit, they will do this. Definitely, yes. The world is, why did you go into the global world? Why did you sign bilateral relationship? Cuba closed Colombia closed the door. Cuba closed the door. What are they today? That is what we should be thinking. We cannot close our door. We have to have relationship with other countries. And if they come in, forget about the history. Oh, the slave trade. Oh, the slave trade. Oh, this. No, we forget about it. We have a room to discuss that. But let us focus our mind on this. Most of Nigerians that were born in the 80s don't know the history of the country itself. Neither will they know the history of slave trade, my brothers. That is why I don't want us to direct ourselves into that area, because we are not in a class where we are talking about this and this and this and that. Those ones, I think, because you can say something concerning that side and you provoke people. If you're in America and you talk about the slave trade and you are not in support of reparation, people can cut off your head. Sorry to say that statement, sorry. That is why it is. So let us go the direction that we want to take this mandate. And I thank God at the peak of the judicial, whatever they want to do, this stuff came in. That to show you that these people, wants us to really democratize and let the people take what belongs to them and let the people dictate why they want to make their future be like. That is what we are here for. And I thank God for Nigeria Watch for redirecting us, making everybody focus, and our elder in the house redirect us and making every one of us focus. And I want to say one thing. You see, sorry for this little digression, NSAS. NSAS, we have been doing a lot of mass protests in Nigeria for long. The same way, the same way, the same way. They come into our midst and corrupt us. They bring our leaders out and use them, and the leader will come back and do. But NSAS, I listened to the convener of NSAS. The reason and the purpose, they went into that and said, look, we are not going to have any leaders. Every one of us here are leaders. Let us see who are they going to pick, because we are going to change the narrative of coming out to protest. That is why they did. And because of this little thing they did, the president was woken up and he made a national speech. That is unusual of that man. Thank God. And one thing again, if you have not been engaged, especially you have not been engaged with the Nigerian people on ground, there's some certain area you got to sit down and listen to people that have been engaged in it. Then you will now know how to do the minus and plus and bring out your own preferred solution on this. I have been engaged. I have been battered. I have lost people, comrade on the ground. So when people talk about, oh, the Nigerian people are this, do you know how Nigerian people are been battered? They cannot even talk. The last time a Nigerian was talking to us on this plan, he was crying. A man crying. Do you know what it means when the tears fall on the ground of a man? That means that man has been dehumanized to a level whereby he cannot speak but cry. So we should understand that. I don't want a situation where we'll now be throwing aspersions to the Nigerian people. This thing has never happened before. The direction which the Nigerian people have converged to focus on one man, whether tribe or no tribe. They focus on one man and they saw him and they moved. It hasn't. This kind of thing have not happened. And now you see everybody quiet. Before, Nigeria will run into the street and start burning down things, no matter what the police do. But they focus on the man. The man said, no, everybody should keep down. Just imagine if we have come out to fight. How are we going to be talking now?
Thank you.
So we thank God that everything is going according to what we want. We almost lost hope almost 2 days ago, but some hope came up alive. That is what we should be speaking, so that hope will come alive in many people that are listening to us. And thank God, every one of us is directed and we are focused now. Thank you, Mr. Nigeria Watch.
Thank you, my brother, Mr. Victor. Thanks for your submission. God bless you. All right. Give us a mandate. Please talk to us. You've been here for a while now. You never talk. If you are there.
Thank you very much. Hopefully I'm coming out clearly.
Yes, yes.
I mean, it's been a long day, but what can we do? We can only just give thanks to God for life and for everything that we have encountered and then spoken about today. I think on the part of America did well by actually imposing those visa ban on those people, because one thing is, as it is right now, I don't know which Nigerians can actually go out there and fight for themselves. And so each time we get ourselves engaged on this platform, we've seen Nigerians time without number even tell us on this platform, you guys just sit down there and you're asking us to go and riot, to go and do this. Why don't you guys come back home? And the little efforts, maybe to some people, because I see this as a great effort from Nigerians, people like Chiamanda, people like Madam Inina, and yourself, Dr. CM, Mr. Alex, Omoyek's corner and Mr. Chooks Ebubueze. We all were here on that day when we had the election, and we're crying about well, we wish America can just do this about MC Oluomo, and now we see a result, and we are trying to shy away from the fact that these people the American have done well. What we can do at this time is applaud them for what they did, and also hope that other countries can take cue after them. Because sometimes you may not be able to fight the war in your own, you may not be able to fight the war in your own house, but people outside can fight on your behalf. Why do you think that the likes of Dele Timi, Aisha, and even Patu Tomi, just yesterday, even Charlie Boy was in UK. There was this man that was on the program they had yesterday, saying that they went to the house of the Prime Minister in UK to go tell him that, sir, should in case you guys don't probably give a support to what is going on in Nigeria now on the crowd of people, UK may not even contain people anymore. So having to place a visa ban on those people, for those that have houses in America, if only you understand what it means, that if they don't pay their property tax, because for the time being that they ban them from coming to America, if it's 10 years, 20 years, and they don't pay their property tax, they don't get their property that they have here, they don't maintain them, they're going to be foreclosed. They will be foreclosed. So that's a win on your part. You should rejoice about that. Their properties will be foreclosed, and it goes to the government or the city. So for me, it's a signal also to the judiciary that if you think that because you sit in the on the aim of affair and you can take this case for your paymasters, if you're being paid or bribed, your name is going to be on the list. Petition will be going out there, and you end up not coming to America. It's a place where many of you like to go. You may even have your children go to school there. Tell me a father, maybe they have their children here and then they are graduating and then they cannot come for their graduation. Or maybe they have one health issue and then they are telling them, because of what you have done, take care of your country, go to the hospital in your country. Because you won't see our own people come to your country for their health. So we should, and one thing is, when it comes to international politics, you have allies that supports you, that helps you as you go. Why do you think Ukraine went to Biden to seek for help? Because if they have the infantry to help themselves, they won't go and they won't be seeking for help. So at this time, okay, even our own military in Nigeria cannot confront the Boko Haram bandits. Boko Haram people, Boko Haram bandits, they have AK-47, they have sophisticated weapons, and our armies, they carry shakabula, go to many of them are being pied in the forest. We saw a young lady that Air Force lady, very brilliant young chap, was just pied because she was fighting against Boko Haram. While international countries, the Western countries, even some African countries, such people will be taken care of. But that girl was just pied in a tender age because she was fighting against Boko Haram. And so for me, and if we sit outside the country and then we are saying that our people, maybe we ourselves should go back home and then go and help our people. We should jump on the plane and go and help our people back home. Because many of us will sit in the Western world and then our people, they didn't jump on the street. You too go and jump on the street now. Our people, they are this, they are people, they are that. If our people, if they have the energy, if they have the power, if they have everything to fight for themselves, They won't be slave to their leaders, to their political dealers. So for me, I think America has done well. Chiamanda's effort. I mean, okay, what do you think the like of Fani Kayode for food, and then Otopokoyamo? Shebi they said the letter that Chiamanda wrote to Biden doesn't have weight. Now they will understand if that letter truly has a weight or not. They will understand now that the letter that Chiamanda wrote, the letter that Madam wrote to the governor of Georgia, and the noise that the cry that we are crying here, and the other things that we do that people don't see. Now Fanika they will know if those things have weight or not. MC Oluomo can easily go to club before in Atlanta, Georgia. Now he's been banned. He cannot jump on the plane. Maybe before, if he had a little headache, he's going to Atlanta. Now he cannot go to Atlanta anymore. So that is the way leading country can show to the to the third world country that these are how things should be. And when it comes to taking money overseas, bringing money to places like this, they didn't force you to bring money in the first place. You should question your own people. People like Wike, people like Fanikayo, the people like Keyamo, that came to buy a house of $300,000 in the United States. They didn't force them to bring the money. And for you to understand, those people, they don't buy the property on their own names. They like the CM said, they usually go either use their friend's name or use their brother's name to buy those property. And most of those governors, they may not even declare what they do. And United States has its own business to take care of. How would they know how would they know what they do? And that's where the place of EFCC, DSS comes in to partner with FBI, to partner with Homeland Security. These guys are stealing our money. When we can give you their names when they bring money offshore to return the money back. EFCC should have partnered with FBI, with Homeland Security. When these guys steal money, make them return the money back to Nigeria. But EFCC will not do that, but rather they are being used as a political weapon against their opponents. Because like Interpol, we have a communication with FBI. Okay, when Osh Poppy did all of the evil work that he did, FBI have to partner with the Nigerian government to bring Osh Poppy here. But our own DSS, they will not do that. EFCC will not do that. But rather, they are being used as a political weapon against their opponents. The young chap in EFCC should have opened his brain and said, let me partner with FBI, let me partner with Interpol, let me partner with Homeland Security. All of these wicked governors stealing our money. If they do all of this wicked act, we have a communication with FBI. Once they cite them, return the money back, and then put them in jail. But the young chap will not do that. Rather, he himself has been used. He's been used as a political weapon against opponents. So, but I mean, we can only say thank you to this platform and to the owner, Mr. Elvis, for all that you do. Your cry and our cry now is, I mean, for you is a plus. You recognize it and you appreciate it. Thank you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Give us a mandate. Appreciate you always.
Elvis, Patricia is waiting for you to let her in.
Who is Patricia?
Is it Patricia, right? Sorry, Victoria. I meant Victoria. Sorry.
Oh, she sent you message.
She's on the chat. So
No. She did not turn. She did. Yeah, I saw her. She didn't turn an mic on. She came twice. I cannot add her in. You know, Mother Victoria, if you are listening to me, you were here twice. Your mic was not turned on, so I can't accept you in. So please, make sure when you come back, your mic, turn it on. Your mic, you should know how this works. Anyway, please, I want to put this right. I guess give us a mandate. You were here earlier on when I was talking about names calling, right? Give us a mandate. Are you there? Can you hear me? Give us a mandate. I'm calling you. I don't know if you are still there.
He has network problem.
Okay, I think he should be ready before I will address that. You know, give us a mandate. When you are back, please let me know. I'll address. Oh, see now, somebody else don't come in now. Madam Victoria cannot come in anymore. You know. Anyway, okay,
I said I will leave so that she can come in though. So
we have Mr. Louis Okonkwo with us. This is wonderful. Who's talking? Who was saying you want to leave?
it's me, it's fine.
If I thank you very much, sir, for your understanding. I will say she take the spot though. Maybe somebody else might also take it.
Yeah, I was on chat with her. I told her I would leave so that she can come in. So
okay then. All right. Thank you so much. I just hope she's listening to us.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, bye.
All right. Okay, give us a mandate. You left. I was trying to call you just now. You did not answer to me. Because you break the rules again. I just corrected something. It's not even up to it. We are still on the same broadcast and you break the rules again. This is one of the things I talk about all the time. On your submission, you call more than 14 names. Please, if you are giving submission, be straight. You can give submission without not calling everybody in the village, please. You know, because I thought you were not hearing me before, but you just left the panel. That means you were hearing me. Okay, I would like to call on who is next now. Okay, we have Omoyeskona with us. Omoyeskona, please talk to us. Good evening to you. Or rather, good morning. It's already morning here in the UK. I think it's evening in America. Talk to us.
Yeah, it is. It's evening right now.
Thank you very much.
Greetings, Mr. Elvis. Well done, oh, Kai. I just thought, let me check if you guys were still on because my internet was acting funky earlier, and I
Yes, I saw.
realized that.
You came twice, right?
Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah,
left. I don't know what happened.
yeah. That's because I was on the road, so it keep kicking me out, and all that. But anyways, thank you
But
very much for doing. Go ahead. Sorry.
you know, I don't know if you follow up with the other broadcast, but the topic now is now about your country's US VAT ban.
Right.
Did you manage
Yeah,
to
I
follow
saw
up with the
that.
previous one?
I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that because when I was checking to see if you were back, you were still on. That's when I noticed this new broadcast, and I saw it was the visa ban that you guys were talking
Yes,
about.
yes.
Yeah.
Did you follow up when I read some names earlier on?
No, did they print out the names? I didn't see any names. I
We
didn't know
have
that.
we have an alleged names that is included, but although it's not confirmed, so
Uh-huh.
hopefully, fingers crossed, this can be confirmed by tomorrow or next. You know, once we talk like this, maybe tomorrow now, the mainstream media will come and then I come and talk about it. But yeah, we talk about some names.
Well, that's good because that's what I wanted to add on. Is somebody's mic on? I'm hearing feedback from somewhere.
Okay, I'll sort that out now. Sorted that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. Thank you for doing this, for your consistency, man. I'm
Thank you.
sending you more energy, honestly, more energy, more power, because we definitely need this consistency, and we appreciate you for doing the hard work, man. I don't know how else to thank you. You're
Thank
just an
you.
amazing human being, you know. I this new Nigeria that we're about to birth, man, you've played a significant role in all of this, you know, and I pray that your strength is renewed every time as you come, and you don't find anything that will trigger you, that will cause you to stop or distract you from this. I'm just praying. I know nothing will, but I just have to put that out there, you know.
Yeah.
So thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. I
Thank
also
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
I thank you. It's a collective effort. Whatever times pass to me here, everybody must share it equally. Everybody here, we all are doing our parts. So I also give
Man.
you thanks so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So anyway, with regards to the visa ban, I appreciate it that they come out and they have put out a statement, and I know it was from State Secretary Blinken. So which is that's very, very important to know. So I was very happy to see that. But the only part I was like, okay, can they name names? Because this is what we because they need to name names so we can shame them, you know. And the other thing I wanted to say was these people have families over here. It's not enough to give them visa bans. Some of them have had children here, their children are here, their wives are here, they have properties here. I want them to throw in, taking back their home, selling it and giving it back to us. If possible, I know that's a stretch, but I mean if it's something they can do, and also send their families back to Nigeria because their parents are the ones, their fathers are the ones who have created the mess that we have in Nigeria. So why should they be enjoying the benefits that this society provides when they've created a mess for us in Nigeria? So that's the part whoever is listening to me, wherever they are, if they're part of the US government, please throw in the families too, because a lot of people are suffering back home due to the mess that these people have created. It makes no sense for their families to be enjoying it. Let them go back home. Let them go back and live in the haven, the safe haven that they've created for those back home. Let them go back to the hospitals they built and the roads and the security they've provided. Let them all go back. They should send them all back, not just the visa bans. Add that to it, you know in as much as I'm very grateful that they did that, I'm more, my mind is more focused towards, the outcome of this tribunal. My mind is towards, because I know it's starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. I don't know, Mr. Elvis, do you plan to come out early, when this tribunal is holding, or I know you've been on now for a while, you
No,
need to
no,
rest.
depend. We are not sure yet if
Mm,
the judiciary is allowing the live stream, so we will know that tomorrow in the morning. We're already in the morning here, so
right.
but if they are allowing it, I have my team in Abuja already.
Okay. I
Thank
hope they allow it because I know they're supposed to they actually filed for it. So maybe I don't know when they're going to come out and say that they will agree or they don't agree, but it'll be nice to know. It'll be nice to see. So that's why I'm very happy about what the US has done, but I just want them to add their families to it. That's all I want because these people, they've shamed us enough. They've messed up the society. So if we now have to rely on on the external, on the outsiders to hold their feet to the fire, that's what we have. That's what we have right now until we get the society running, up and running, so we can put in the laws that will prevent them from doing this in the future. But this is what we have right now. And I hope that the UK will throw their hat in. I know that they came up with a finding about the election in River State and all of that. Even though at the end they said, well, it doesn't really mean that the fact that they had all these numbers does not speak to the generality of the election. I just call bull BS on that one. British people, come out, government, come out and say it with your full chest. Don't be dancing around. You know as well as we know that this election was fumbled. So I mean, I hope that they throw their hat into and the properties that these people are buying, that they sell them off and give us our money, and also repatriate them and their families back to the haven, the safe haven that they created in Nigeria. Same thing for the UK. That's all I have to say for now. Because a lot of people have said a lot of things that make a lot of sense. I just wanted to add my own 2 cents, but I'm in the background. I'm still going to be here listening to everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. I appreciate you and everyone else.
thank you very much. I really do appreciate you for your submission. To me, I just wish other countries can embrace what America is currently doing right now. If my own country here in the UK can do this, that would be nice. To be honest, if these people don't have any country where they will run to for medical treatment and all that, then they will repair Nigeria. They will build a good hospital, sophisticated hospital in Nigeria. So they know
Yeah,
what they're
they'll be forced to
Yes,
ensure that the schools are working, the schools
everything
are
is working.
running. Yeah,
Everything, yes.
I wish that the Saudi Arabia, because now that they are getting visa bans from the UK, from the US, they might run to Dubai or Abu Dhabi, you know, or Saudi Arabia or the likes of it. I wish those ones would do the same thing and kick them back and sell those their high rise that they bought in Dubai and give us the money, because God knows we're gonna need all the money we can get to fix the society, because these people are cleaning out the treasury. 22.7 million trillion, $800 million, another $18 million. It's crazy to me. So whatever, I just hope Saudi Arabia, I beg. I don't say I'm not to like black people like that, but I beg, more put the differences aside for now. We feel they talk that one later. More now send these people back with their families and all those high rise. May they sell them, send us the money. We need them. Our country don't go down now. I beg, we need our money.
But that one you were saying before I call on the next person, I think you are the second person asking that for them to send our money back and all that. Trust me, I think you guys are wasting your time.
I know, me just they talk my own now.
Are you even aware how much they have sent back on a bush? What is it called? Abacha's loot.
We don't know how much now. Even the money when they send back, they share them among themselves.
And that's what I'm saying. So if any money they are sending back now, it's like
no, not now. Yeah,
they will reloot.
That's true. That's true.
Our principal is there. Okay, we can say things like this, you know, because
That's
what
true.
they're doing, they are relooting the loot again.
That's true.
That one now free money now. If you send money back, now free money for them.
Now true, exactly. Not be now. Not be now. No, that's true. That's true. Exactly. You're right. You know, you're right about that.
All the money they have returned Abacha's looting now, we don't see any development with the user.
Nothing. They even when they even collect for Desiani, they don't reloot
exactly.
Again.
So what did they use it for? Beg. You know, thank you so much, my sister, and thank you very much, Mr. Louis Okonkwo, for the super chat. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate this. God bless you.
Mr. Louis is here. Good evening, sir. Oh my God, it's such a pleasure and honor to have you on the platform. Oh wow, welcome.
All right. Before I will come to Mr. Louis.
No, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Good evening. How are they?
We are fine, sir. We are very fine. I'll come back to you shortly.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I'll come back to you shortly. Thank you, sir. All right, let me quickly go to Mama H.O. Mama H.O., I can see you turned your camera on earlier on. Beg. Okay, Mama H.O. is not there. Mama H.O., are you there? I want to go to Mr. Ike.
I'm here.
Okay, please talk to us before Mr. Ike then. Thank you, Mama.
We want all the country to start binding these people and their children. So those of you that put effort to see that we got this from US, other people in different countries that they run to, we know all the country, including Saudi Arabia. No more pilgrimage, no more Jerusalem. Let's make sure we close everything and also ask them everything they have in their system that they use our money to buy. Everything should be sold and money should be returned to us. Their children should return back to the university their fathers has built in Nigeria. We have them. Unica is there, LASU is there, Uniport is there. These are the university that their fathers and mother has built very well. They should come back. They should make sure no more hospital visit in abroad. So children, now they hear me. Now do this one. Now do everything. The Nigeria, when they create, so now all of us go stay there. So make we ask everything, their children, their family. Those when get citizenship by neutralization, they should just cancel all of them. Let everybody go back to Nigeria so that we go enjoy the Nigeria when they don't use 63 years take build. Now my request be that. So children, well done for the one I don't do for US. Maybe I do for other country. Quick. Thank you for now.
Mama Esho, thank you so much. Now God will bless you, ma. Thank you. All right. Let me quickly move on now to Mr. Ike. Please talk to us. You should really try today. I've never seen Mr. Ike to stay this late because it's almost 2 o'clock here.
Yeah, my brother, it's, we're all fighting for the same cause, you know. As I
Exactly.
spoke to you on the phone, was it on Sunday? I told you that been really very busy for me, you know, but I've tried to be part of New Niger Watch every day, no matter how little time I have to join and listen to what is going on around my people, you know. East, west, north, and south. I'm still a Nigerian, no matter what, you know. So we will always look for a better way to make our country better, you know. We cannot stop. It's not over until it is over. To continue with the issue of America, I want to draw a line about some of our colleagues talked about we taking care of ourselves or not inviting people to come to our aid, you know. But, you know, we can see what transpired in the election. The rigging that was done in this election was not hidden by people in authority, by governors, commissioners, police officers, army officers, people in the presidency, people in government. We have never seen any single person that the law has caught up with the person. There has never been any consequences of any kind. The president of Nigeria, the day he voted, he showed the world who he voted for. Why our vote was supposed to be secret, but he showed the world after voting. The commissioner of INEC in Lagos State denied the Igbos in Lagos to register during the time of registration, that they should go back to the east to register. The governor of Imo State, there was no election in almost 60% of Imo State, but the election was conducted. The result was announced in Imo State. We have never seen any consequences of any kind that all the politicians or the people that committed this crime. We have not seen anybody being punished for anything. Yakubu, who is the chairman of INEC and his INEC officials, you know, they have done what they have done in Nigeria. There has not been any consequences. The president of late said that it was pride that made Labour Party and PDP to lose the election. So, which means everybody agreed that the election was free and fair. So, I don't know when people are saying we should do things ourselves. It is our problem. We should solve our problem. We should not go outside and call people to come to help us. The African Union team that came during the election, what was their report? They said that the election was free and fair. The West African team that was in Nigeria during the election, they said it was free and fair. So if the people that we call our brothers cannot be able to defend the Nigerians, and America or some other country try to help us in one way or the other to see that there is a way that these people will pay a certain price, I don't see why people should not be happy for what has happened. Because if African Union should have stood their ground and say what really happened in the election, and the West African countries were able to stand on their ground, declare what happened in the election, I think you should have given European Union and America another big bold step for them to take a very drastic action. But these are the people, they chicken their way. They all chicken the way. They were afraid of Nigeria, but at the back, they call us giant of Africa for nothing. But where we have wanted them to stand with us as brothers and sisters for us to solve our problem ourselves, they denied us that opportunity. So if everybody is saying the election is free and fair, if the government that instituted everything that will happen today is telling you that there was no rigging of election, where do we have to run to? Where do we go for? Who didn't see what Wike did in River State? Who didn't see what happened in Adamawa State? Who didn't see the rigging of election in Plateau State, in Taraba, in almost the whole state? And all the whole people we listen every time they go to the network stations. they said the election was free and fair, that even the rigging, even there was a problem here and there, it cannot be able to alter the result. Then why did you not declare the real result? Why did you say that there was a glitch or bleach or whatever they call that was the reason? So my brother, let us not try to deny the fact that whether by omission or commission, we need these people to be able to help us, because that is what it is. If the America didn't do what they do, can any of what the law in Nigeria has never been used against any of these politicians? They're still roaming about. They're still the same people that are making the laws. They're still the same people that are calling the shot in Nigeria. They are the same people that are telling you go to court. They are the same people who will tell you you are a sore loser. You know, we went to court. They say go to court because they believe that when you say go to court, they believe that at the end of the day, everybody will say, well, this is Nigeria. Everybody will walk away. But P2B become a very big bone, you know, that choked in their throat that they don't know how to remove, because they say go to court, and he went to court. Now everybody say remove your case from the court. We don't want you to go to court anymore. You know, so listen, we don't invite America we didn't invite them, but we made it possible for them to say, okay, this is what we can do to show a stand where they stand with Nigerian people. They didn't do it because of the government. They did it for the population. They are listening. They are seeing what was going on. They have embassies. They know what is going on in Nigeria. So whatever happens, I think that is a very good move, and I think that every genuine and honest Nigerian should support what they did, even though each and every one of us is asking if they can do more for us, But this is a good step. At least from tomorrow, the judges that are handling the tribunal will know that the eyes of the world are still upon them, and that if the American government can decide to do this to some of the politicians, until when it becomes officially who are the people that are in the list. But like as I said in my first submission, each and every one of us can name 20 persons that have committed a lot of atrocities in this election, and there is no law. Nobody was arraigned before the court. Nobody went to jail. And somebody is telling you, somebody is saying, why should we think that America is going to solve our problem? Nobody is saying they should come and solve our problem. But the problem that we can solve ourselves, we refuse to solve them. So please, I think that this is good for me. For me personally, I think it's going to put a lot of hot spot on these judges at the Supreme Court, those in the Supreme Court, those at the tribunal, those at the appeal court. Because don't think that what we do here in Niger, watch what Nigerians are doing all over the world, trying to, talk about the new Nigeria and to say, let their vote count. The world is listening. It's not going to be overnight, but this is a right step in the right direction. Maybe this will push other countries in Europe and America to say, listen, we got to do something because we know the truth, because we saw whatever happened. We saw what transpired. So I am really, really very happy because, we suffer, Nigerians suffer. Most of us have decided that we have nothing to do with Nigeria anymore. Most of us who doesn't have a passport where we live have decided that Nigeria is a foregone conclusion, But at least with this kind of action, when we begin to see it, it will continue to give us that hope that Mr. P2B is preaching for Nigeria, that there is hope, and that the problem we have in Nigeria is not insurmountable. There are solutions out there to solve Nigerian problems. So I'm really very, very glad, and I think that God is going to do something for Nigerians. And this cry, this overlaid that we stay every night, almost now you're talking about it is morning in London already, which means you are spending almost 24 hours already. You're still standing. A thing that it's not going to be in vain, my brothers. It will never be in vain. Something good is going to come out of it. So I think it is a good news today, and I think from tomorrow, as they go back to the tribunal, that let this good news continue to go on from tomorrow. So thank you, my brother. Thank you for all my co-panelists and for all what we do here, the sacrifices we make, trying to cry and pray for a better country for everybody. I'm still here today by the grace of God. So I yield the floor for someone else. God bless you.
God bless you, sir. Thank you very much for your submission and for your time with us today. Thank you, sir. All right. Okay. Let's move on now to uh, Mr. Okay. Before I come to Mr. Lewis, I'd like to quickly hear from Mr. Live Right. Mr. Live Right. I'm not sure who's behind that. Hello.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening to you. Please, where are you
God
joining us
bless
from?
you.
I don't know who is speaking.
Yes, from France.
Okay. Talk to us, sir. Talk to us.
This Mr. Doni Aderao from France.
All right. Okay. Thank you, sir.
God bless you. God bless you. May the Lord continue to strengthen you and all the panelists. Their submissions are wonderful. As we keep on crying for a new nation, I know that the Lord God will make it happen so very soon. Yes, I just want to talk about concerning the visa ban. I know that this is the first step in the right direction. That since the United States have started, very soon the other countries will follow, right? They should do more because America moved now because of the cry of Nigerians in diaspora. And the more we continue to ask for justice, many nations will follow. Now, the issues on the ground, let me to try and keep myself to the topic. If you look at other nations, they are watching. And because of their relationship and because of the position of Nigeria, taking a decision concerning Nigeria is a little bit, complicated. But now America moved, Britain will follow suit for sure, and other European countries will also follow suit, and some other Asian country as well. Because before now they have it free will, they've been doing what they like, but now this election is a different one. Peter Obi coming to the stage has exposed a lot of rottenness in our electoral system, our financial system, the pattern of governance in Nigeria. The government is supposed to do those things that you and I cannot do for ourselves. For example, road, water, good schools and everything. That is the responsibility of governors. How can somebody award contract for road and you go and commission it? It's only in Nigeria because it's not a big deal. That's supposed to be the responsibility of governor, of government, and the people in power. You see, but now that America has started this move, I think we will continue to cry out for more punishment to all those who have frustrated the system. And very soon we are going to see that other nations will start to call them out. I'm on the highway, so I'm driving actually. I will not be able to speak much. I just want to quickly submit this for now. I yield. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Live Right. And God bless you, sir. Thanks for coming in.
Mr. Doni, God bless you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Doni Aderaro. Thanks for joining us, sir. God
exactly.
Bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, let me come to Mr. Louis Okonkwo. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. We appreciate you. I'd like you to talk to us, sir. Mr. Louis, are you there with us, sir? Okay, please, if you can unmute yourself. Hello, can you hear me? You just muted. Can you? Please turn down your TV, sir. Okay, it looks like Mr. Louis. There's a lot of noise coming from you, sir. Can you hear me? Okay, Mr.
Someone
Louis.
is talking.
Who is talking? Is you, sir. Turn down.
No,
Turn
it's not
down.
me. Somebody is talking.
No, you are playing something on your background, sir. Something is playing from your end.
No, I'm not playing anything.
Oh, okay, where's the thing? If I mute you, the noise is not coming. See, the noise is not coming. I just muted you. But when
Oh,
you are,
I
when I
don't have
unmute you, it's
anything. It's
coming.
only my computer that is on.
Then you turn your computer off. That is, turn the volume off. Maybe that's where it's coming from. Turn the volume off, sir. Okay, I think it's better now. Mr. Louis.
Fighting for.
Okay. Mr. Louis, turn your computer, turn it. The thing is playing from your computer, I guess. Okay. Okay, Mr. Louis, are you there with us at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, turn your computer down. What the our voices is playing from a gadget from your end, sir. Okay, I guess it's fine now. Talk to us, sir. Oh, we are still hearing it. Or okay, you want me to come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody has been talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Non-stop.
saying. No, because it's playing from your end. If I mute you, the person
No,
that is
the person
talking, we don't
talking
hear.
is not coming from my end. I don't know where it's coming from.
No, it's coming from. Check your computer properly, sir. Check it. I'll come back to you. Check it. Is all right. Let me move on to the next person here. Augustine, are you there with us? Have you, Augustine? You don't sleep.
No.
Now
I
you
bet talk
came
to us.
man now.
No, that's now the second country
No.
day with me. Me and I supposed don't go bed by now. Easy. Now with the America, they feel stay this long.
Oh, that's there.
Mr.
You the chop
Elvis,
cola there.
Mr. Elvis, sorry,
Yes,
Mr. Elvis,
yes.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can I just say something that I think everybody is aware already, but I guess I'm pointing out the obvious. There are people you just don't mess with in this life. This election, this whole circle of elections that we have in Nigeria has proven one thing. Mr. Peter Obi, that man is one person that you just cannot mess with. Not because he has any powers, not because he has any type of backing, as they would say, right?
Yeah,
But the events that have followed since this man came into the scene, the trajectory that this entire politics in Nigeria has taken is something that needs to be studied in history, in our history books. That man single-handedly, I think we're not understanding it yet, is about to upturn, not just by his own effort to. The wind behind that man is something that no one can explain. Anything, anybody that touches, he's just doing his own thing quietly, living his life. I mean, he's in the UK visiting this guy. He went to visit that, I forget his name now. Went to see him, just doing normal thing, like no gripe against anyone, just minding it, doing his thing, but remaining focused. I have never seen anything like that in my life. I don't think any world leader that I've read about, that I know about, has had the type of impact that Peter Obi is currently having in Nigeria. Because Peter Obi, the emergence of him really, be like dirty when they sweep under carpet since. All manner of smelly things when Nigeria don't sweep under carpet. This man enters scene, all the carpet start to peel and back. The things when you never hear for your life, things when we never expect say they happen. This man, just by his emergence, he never do anything, no. He never take position, no. He never be president yet, too. Everything, can of worms, everything just they open, everything just they spill over. I've never seen anything like this. I just had to say it because I sit down here, I think I say, man, we
The
need
reason
to
why, the reason
God.
why, if I have to add to what you're saying, the reason why this is happening, I guess this is the first. Although for me, because we have some elderly people here, for me, on my age, since I was born, this is the first time the emergence of Mr. Peter Obi. I'm seeing it. This is the first time I'm witnessing it. And I believe people in my generation, and even many people who are younger than me, this is the first time they are saying things like this. So to be honest, I've never seen an election before where you see uh, this kind of experience that we are saying. Is all about exchange, rotational election. That's what we'll be saying. Now your turn. You don't finish. I beg now. My turn. No. You know, don't do that for 8 years. Pass on to us after 8 years. That's all we'll be saying. PDP, satanic PDP, and APC. That's what the rotational election. That's what they've been doing for the past decades. The first time Peter Obi came out now, in fact, even when Peter Obi left PDP and came to Labour Party, satanic APC and PDP still did not believe that Peter Obi can shake them. That's why you see some of these satanic people came out at that time, that 4 people tweeting in one room. So Peter Obi, like you stated, have not handled the presidency yet. But look what is happening in Nigeria. That's why they are doing everything possible. In case you don't know, 2 things they are stopping Peter Obi for. 1 is an Igbo man. Then 2, they know a lot of secrets will be unfold when Peter Obi finally sits there as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And when many things unfold, a lot of people will go to jail. So that's why you see now that all of them are working hard together, even the people that you did not expect that will join satanic people to fight common Nigerians, they are joining them. That's why you are seeing the likes of some people coming out now to directly or indirectly to congratulate the APC presidential, the president select. Why are they
Right.
congratulating him? Because they don't want this. You will be surprised if Peter Obi finally sits there. The people that you are respecting today, oh my yeah, you will be surprised. Oh my God! So even this man join, even this woman join, the people with the cause us pain. So that's why they are stopping him. Nothing else. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. Let me just quickly say this and I'll be quiet for the rest of the evening until you
No,
come
go
or
ahead.
call. Right.
Thank you.
So the thing is, another thing also is with this movement, anytime they come against him, this is what I've observed. The number of people who are standing for the truth, which are everybody generically will say the obedience, but it's bigger than the obedience because we have people that are standing for the truth and for justice. Because even within the obedience, if anybody does anyhow, we are very quick to give them wuto immediately, put them in their shoe, in their place, right? As long as you're standing for the truth. The more they come against him, the more the supporters. There are people that I see that they were not part of this whole obedient thing. They were all sitting, hanging by the fence, sitting by the sideline. But the more they come against him, the more the support is inexplainable. There's no way out for these people. I don't know who their advisors are. I don't know who's in Agbado's ear. I don't know who is in Bubu. These people are fighting something that they cannot understand. If somebody would tell them, and if they would listen, if their heart would not harden, they should just let this man have it. Remember the comment he made when Peter Obi came out, I think it was 2 days ago or so. He said, if I'm not president today, I will be tomorrow. That's a very strong word. Oh. That word is strong. People just talk about it casually, but that word is powerful. If I were Agbado, Toa, I can never be, or Bubu, I'll be shaking in my boots. I'm telling you, I guarantee you, it's probably why they are out of the country, because they want to go and discuss some things. I'm telling you, these people, if they have the right people in their ear, they should be telling them, please step down. You know, it's Mona just give am to them, because this one will not feel. It be like bone when you
And,
not feel
and
swallow.
another
Go
thing
ahead.
that will surprise you, my sister Amoye, another thing that will surprise you is that you see these people, some of these people that you and I are countering and attacking today. You're gonna be surprised once Peter Obi become a president. You're gonna see these satanic people that will be doing crossover. You know how they do crossover on New
That
Year's
one,
Eve to New
Mr.
Year's
Elvis,
January.
we need to resist. Me get list of people when I don't want to see crossover. I don't care what anybody talk.
I tell you,
None of those people must dare crossover to Labour
let me tell
Party.
you, I wish we have the power. I wish we have the power to stop them. I will be the happiest person. I will stand with you. But unfortunately, my sister, yeah, we cannot. You know why? Because according to these their satanic parties, the whole satanic parties in Nigeria, they don't stop criminals from coming to their party. And I don't know why. They're supposed to. You'll be surprised, Festus Keyamo Akamu will cross the Labour Party.
But Mr. Elvis, I have to push back on that with what you just
Anyway,
said.
maybe somebody
We have the
needs to
power.
educate me on this.
Yeah, we have the power, because this is why we are here. I mean, look at, you've done almost 8 hours now. This is you can even attest to it. Some of the things that we discuss here, the next day you're hearing it in the major news. What's it called in Nigeria? They're talking about it. They're inviting the people that we're talking about. They invite them to come and So there is we have the power.
If we listen. If we have the power, I will be very happy. Because I've seen criminals crossing over. I ask myself, why?
We cannot allow it, because for this new Nigeria, because when Peter Obi comes, we have to that's another thing, that's another assignment we have to take on, because it's one at a time. We have to knock it down. Any person that's coming to Labour Party, they have to have structures in place that would deter criminals. So I don't care if you've been a politician for 50 freaking years. That's none of my business. It's time for you to retire. We don't need those people. We need fresh people with ideas, with vision coming in.
God bless
So
you,
I
Samuel.
believe
That's
that
the kind of person you need.
Exactly.
I believe that once Peter Obi comes in, because like you said, to your point, with the mess we have right now, there's only so much we can do. We can't really do so much but talk, right? But once a Peter Obi, once they get they return his mandate, which they will and they must, right? That's something we need to be focusing on, because we need to start having healthy parties, healthy political. If they fit burn, sorry to use that word, if they fit tear down that APC and PDP, like tear it completely, disband the whole thing.
Okay, let me hold on.
Go
Let me
ahead.
quickly come in. Do you know that another thing? Thank God that you just mentioned this. Do you know that another thing that this satanic APC, especially satanic APC, including with the satanic PDP, what they are scared of right now? Let me tell you, they know already. Say if Peter Obi enter as a president under Labour Party, APC and PDP no fit be president again for the next 50 years.
Ever.
Go and mark it down.
For the next
1,000 years, ever.
Titi lie until infinity.
Can never, because Nigerian youth have woken up. It's not possible. They can never be president again. That's why they are doing everything possible to stop this man. They know what they are doing, but they will
They
not
cannot
succeed.
win this time. They and their families ought not to. And we go come out, there has to be DNA tests so that we will know, because some of these people are going to change their last names. Some of them will marry into other families and they take different names. No. If you say you want to come and contest for any position, you have to go through DNA test. We want to see who are where do you come from, which tree you fall from, because we need to know. Because you see, this corruption of a thing, it dey inside blood, is in the DNA. If we not tackle them, because our system of checks and balance in Nigeria honestly has to be it has to be top notch. They need to include DNA testing apart from background checks and all the other checks. DNA to see whether when your grandpapa, when he dey run for election, what kind of dubious human being was he? Unless that child proves that he's different, and we go find ways to ensure that those people should not be allowed, them and their aunts and their descendants should not be allowed near the corridor of service in Nigeria, honestly, because we have
No,
suffered too much.
I
We have
just hope they listen
suffered.
to us. I just hope. Uh, to be honest, everybody is on the same lane. If you ask me, obviously, I don't want to see any footprint of, or rather, footstep, or rather, any footstep of any satanic individualisms, from other satanic parties, now cross it over to Peter Obi just because he's not a president. No, I don't want to see them. But I
I
want
don't think it's likely to happen because
no.
the thing with
To
Nigeria right
Naja,
now.
we can't hear you properly. You.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Let me get this thing connected to my face. Okay. So I don't think that is likely to happen because P2B right now and the campaign they are focusing on the court case. Once they
No,
do
no, no.
that,
But the
okay,
question I wanted to ask is that because me and Omoye was deliberating on that, but I'm not too sure. Do you think it's possible that somebody now, if Peter Obi, by God's grace, is now the president of Nigeria, someone like Satanic Keyamo want to come to Labour Party, can they stop him?
See,
yes, they can stop him because
yes,
most
they
of the
can.
members of the Labour Party will be obedient. So
Oh,
if they
okay.
go and register and join the party, they will overwhelmingly get their way. Except obedience wants him. If obedience don't want him, then he's not going to join the party.
Okay,
That's it.
better. Okay. Oga CM, you wanted to say something about that as well,
Yes. What I want
because
to
Oga
say,
Louis is waiting for us.
what I want to say is this: there's a senator from my state who won on Labour Party. I listened to he has his own TV station, sort of, all this YouTube something. So I listened there. He said that the coming of Obi has changed Nigerian politics, but it will change it forever when he gets in. They're asking how. He said it's no longer that you have school start or you have a degree, therefore you meet INEC qualification and you are going in. That's okay. He said, but as far as obedient is concerned, you must use the 3-letter words, go and verify. If there is nothing they can verify about you, nobody's looking at you. So that word, go and verify, is not easy to, it's not an easy qualification to obtain. So when he said it, people laughed. He said, yes. He said, that's why he said the P2B has called them, those of them that won, was speaking to them, just like indirectly. He said, look, start now. If you know you are going for anything second term, start now to prepare what people will verify. By the time you know that where you go in. So yeah, of course, yeah. Is
I
that not
like
what
that.
one P2B? That was what P2B was not a minister at the federal level or ambassador. All he says is go to Anambra, go and verify, and it's true. So because of that, people now know that yes, you don't just go in and start. In fact, for you to even come out, you say go and verify. People will say, what do we verify? Your name, your certificate, or what have you been doing? So the likes of maybe Keyamo or the other one, Feminus, Kayodede Fanikuku. So that one, that kind one, why they won't come in is that there's nothing to share. I will tell you this for sure. As long as P2B is a Labour Party, all this free for all, help your freeloader, it won't work. I say this because when he was in APGA, what he left was, he said they asked him to bring, is it how many million for them to conduct a convention that will make him chairman board of trustee. After being a governor, Peter said, for me to be board of trustee, is that why I have to spend this money? He said, yes. He said, let another person take it. He's not interested. That's the man. He said, how can I spend this money when there are schools to fix? Because of this, you want me to be board? He said, no, I don't want the board of trustee. Let another person take it so that the money will remain. That was it. Jonathan picked him. He went to PDP and then started helping them. So in any case, the coming of P2B, to be honest with you, is a blessing to Nigerian politics. Blessing in the sense that now you can have a role model. You will say, if P2B can do it, I can. Because
Exactly.
yeah, that is it. All you need to do is go and verify. And when you say it, because that is what made it, there's nothing that will make somebody in Plateau, somebody in Bauchi to be talking of Ubi, if not go and verify. It's only go and verify. I did this, when I came, I did
Exactly.
this, I made this, go and verify.
This is one of the reasons why I tell
See,
everyone all the time on this platform, how do you
so
want to be described or remembered?
exactly. So that word, go and verify. People don't take it. So when this senator said it, I knew that yes, something is going on. The way he gets in, this is what he will do. You see, do you know one thing again? In terms of all these our big
Please
men
round up.
that
Round up.
sorry. In terms
Mr.
of
Lewis is waiting.
all these our big men that are interested in looting money. What will shock them is P2B is not interested in what gets into his pocket. Rather, he will be telling the person in charge of post authority, I went to Morocco, look at the way their seaport is. Look at how much they are turning, and you are telling me that we can't make money from Lagos seaport, which is big, and we import more. What are you telling me? You just calculate on
All
this.
right.
According to what I was told, there's always a calculator in his car, by the side of his bed, in his office table, and in his briefcase. That's what somebody to, and I believe one of the PA. So the man, the way you see him is the way he is. He's not going to change. In terms of what I'm sure P2B will bring to Nigerian politics is this looting, mismanagement of public fund. You buy a pen of 10 naira and you are quoting it for 150. It can't happen anymore. It
Thank
cannot.
you. Thank you. Before I move on now to Mr. Lewis, I just want to appreciate Chris Owangu. Thank you very much for the super chat. And Mr. Lewis, thanks once again for the super chat. Sir, please talk to us, Mr. Lewis. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, talk to us, sir. Thank you very much. Good
Mr.
evening.
Elvis, thank you and good evening
Thank you, sir.
to you and everybody on the panel. Whether you are in UK or US, whatever time zone you are in, saying good afternoon, good evening. Some people are in the morning somewhere. Again, I just want to thank all of you guys. I was listening yesterday and also today. Like I always said before, let's focus on the main thing. The main thing is this our mandate that we are going to get back. Once we get that back, because in order to build a house, you need to get the land first. You can't build foundation on the air. You have to build it on the land. And then based on that foundation, we start building structures on that foundation. Now, the reason why I was saying that is because we are the major supporters of Obi in Anambra State. And we not only supported him, we contributed money for him to run. And when they took his mandate, I remember people were asking him to forget about it and then let it go is the will of God and all kinds of things. Even the religious leaders were saying all that. See, and I remember the particular question that was asked to him, and he said, no, that's not the will of God. He said, the reason why I'm fighting is because it's not because I want to be governor, but the process is wrong. And if the process is wrong, we have to make it right in order to get the state on a track, very good track. You see, and he refused. He looked at everything. I remember he canceled the whole contract of building the governor's lodge. They've already made that contract for $400 million naira. And he came in and canceled that contract. Did everything that he did for 80 million.
Direct labor.
Yeah, direct labor. All the furnitures. Actually knew the young guy that built that furniture. They were all built in Oka. No furniture was imported. He hired those local furniture guys to come and build the furnitures in the government lodge. And the same thing is what he did in the secretariat. The Anambra judges were very happy because he built houses, their quarters. He increased their salaries for the state judges. You see, because he told us, he said, the rule of law cannot work unless those judges are paid well. He said, because they are not paid, guess what is happening? The executive is using them to do whatever they're trying to do. So what we need to be doing is focusing on those things. Yeah, we're going to have different opinions, different passions, but again, we need to get back to the main thing. You see, because on this platform, it's like what I told the Labour Party when I went to Nigeria. I said, you are going to be infiltrated. People do not become jealous of you unless you are successful. If you are failing, nobody will care. But once they see that you are successful, then everybody comes out. And I told them that. I said, they're going to infiltrate you. That's the same thing APC did with PDP. By the time PDP knew what was happening to them, some of them were flying to APC. You see, so now that we have all these visa ban and all those things from the US, those visa ban did not come because US wanted to do it. There was a delegation, which I could have been part of it, that went to the State Department. Delegation of Nigerians that went to the State Department to make a presentation, a petition that was signed by a lot of Nigerians in the US. And they presented that to the State Department. There was one that was presented in London. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. So we have to keep putting pressure. We can't just sit down and say, okay, they're going to do it. Let's see what they do next. No. I'm a voter. I vote in the United States. And my representative know who I am because I'm involved in his campaign and all those things. So when I'm telling him what is happening in Nigeria, he listens. Because again, the Nigerian community here is very active, very, very active. So we have to be active in where we live. If we live in London, be active there. If you live in the US, be active there. Nigerians are activated in China, in Japan, in all those places. And they are very, very influential. You see, like I told you guys years ago, we were all involved in anti-apartheid South Africa. And what we did was we marched, we wrote petitions, both to the United Nations and everybody. And we keep sending that. We keep sending, in those days, there was no email or any of those things. So we keep sending that until there was pressure. And then the pressure went to President Reagan, and President Reagan succumbed. And that's when you start seeing the apartheid South Africa started breaking down. I remember when Margaret Thatcher came to the United States, and there was demonstration in California about the apartheid regime. So the same thing can happen in Nigeria. This is a great opportunity that we have. It's not about P2B. It's about we Nigerians, our children, children, both the ones born and unborn. You see, I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, I said, when people die, I said, we know when that person is born. And then we know the day that they died. There is a hyphen in between those two dates. I said, that hyphen is where your judgment will come. How did you live your life from the time you were born till the time you died? And even when you are alive, your children might ask you the question, oh, remember what happened in Nigeria in 2023? Where were you when that thing happened? And you don't want to say, oh, I'm in the US, but I really didn't do much. Because you want to show your children and your grandchildren what is it all about. You see, why am I fighting this? I tell my children every time. They say, Dad, you're always fighting for one issue or the other. I said, yes, I have to, for the sake of you guys. Now, a lot of our political leaders don't know that they are closer to the grave than they are closer to being alive. Most of them don't think they will ever die. But if you look at how many Nigerians that has died just this year alone, there's a lot of them. It's not that we're better than them or they are better than us. But the thing there is that most of our leaders don't think they are going to ever die, that this life is very short. So even with their money, even with the money they are coming to stack in here, I don't know how many of you remembered Abacha's money was not discovered by Obasanjo. Abacha's money was discovered because there was Jewish lawyers tracing the Nazis' stealing of gold during the Second World War. And they traced those things to Switzerland. And Switzerland was having a drug problem. And they wanted America to come and help them. And America said, oh yeah, we'll come, but you need to open up your bank secrecy law so that they can see the money and gold that the Nazis kept in Swiss banks. And while they were investigating that, it was against Citibank. That's when Abacha's name came up. And President George Bush at that time took Abacha's name and gave it to Obasanjo. And that's how they were able to get to Abacha's money. You see, and that's the key in there. So I remember one time we had a meeting where Nigerian lawyers were there, and I was telling them the same thing. I said, instead of us suing each other about one thing or the other, we need to figure out how to sue those people that are taking Nigerian riches into the International Court of Justice. Now, that doesn't mean you will win, but you will make a case out of it. Abiola's children sued Babangida and Abu Salami. It's one of those reasons why America banned them from coming to the United States. Babangida came to the United States on what they call a humanitarian visa. When his wife was sick and lying in a hospital in California. So they gave him what they call a humanitarian visa. But it was that lawsuit. And people were saying Abiola's children will not win. And I told them, I said, the question is not a question of winning or losing. But you are making a statement because the world will not know what's going on. So it's one of those things that I'm pushing some of the Nigerian community that we should start looking at. To start looking at lawsuits against these people that are stealing our money. It's enough to say, it's not enough to say we're going to have a visa ban. Well, that's true. But what do most of them do? They take the money to what they call some of these countries that has bank secrecy. And you probably would not know that the money is there. You see? If you go to Panama, a lot of Nigerian politicians have their money in what they call the offshore banks in Panama. That's what they call the Pandora Papers that came out one time. So these are things we need to be targeting instead of arguing among ourselves, which is great, but it does not help us to move that ball forward. It will help us if we start focusing more on these people. Okay, we have a visa ban. Who is that? And then we get them and start attacking them, shaming them, if possible. And once we start shaming them here, and they know that somebody is watching what they are doing, that's one reason why a lot of them hide their money in septic tanks. You see, in septic tanks. So let's focus more on how are we going to put more pressure on all these people. I mean, can you imagine what is happening in Nigeria? We have a so-called president-elect or select outside the country. And then we have our president, Buhari, outside the country. And the only thing they are waiting for is May 29th. Now, who is in charge of the security of the nation as at this time? Nobody. If Nigeria is attacked today, is Nigeria commander-in-chief in the country to make sure things are working. Whom did he hand over to? Definitely did not hand over to the vice president. So Nigeria as a country that does not have a president as we speak. And when I say president, I mean active president. So we need to be able to focus on the people that are destroying Nigeria and start shaming them, calling them by name, nothing is going to happen. Calling at them out by name. And then make sure that when some of them come here, we don't give them this red carpet that I've seen being given every time. You see, every time. I've seen that over and over again. They give them red carpet. They come here and then they make a 30-page speech and then we clap and they go home. We give them all kinds of nicknames instead of shaming them. I told my friends that those of us in diaspora are the one causing the confusion. And they said, Louis, you always say that. I said, yes, we are the ones causing the confusion. We don't know the power that we have. It's like when Obasanjo came to the US and formed the Nigeria in diaspora. And they wanted me to join. I said, no, I'm not going to join something like that. Because you are being controlled by the government. So that organization, what were they doing? They go to Abuja for a convention and all those things, and the government gives them $120,000 a piece, and then they'll come back and say, look at what we're doing. I said, what did you guys get? Did you get the right to vote? No. But you spend almost $30 billion every year that goes into Nigeria. So right here, those of us out here needs to tighten our rope very well and start shaming these people. I mean, real shame. And start talking about them because they know we talk about them on this platform that our brother, Mr. Elvis, has created. And I'm glad he created that. And I'm glad God is using him to do what we're doing. But we can't be afraid. We have to start shaming them. Let's forget about our different opinions and all those type of things and just bring them out. Who are those people that had the visa back? And we keep emphasizing that point because the US government is also looking at this platform. If you don't believe that, they're looking at it and watching what are Nigerians saying. And the more we keep hitting all these different topics home, the more they pay attention to what we're dealing with. I know that. You see, I know that because I know a couple of my American friends that ask me every time. And I try to explain to them what is going on. You see, what is going on? Nigeria is a very great country. The problem is leadership. The problem is leadership. The young girl that won the Guinness record, nobody is saying where he came from. They just, every Nigerian is so happy that that happened. It's only in politics that they start telling us all kinds of nonsense. So my suggestion is let's just focus on the main thing. I keep emphasizing that. Because our enemies, and I say enemies because David in the book of Psalms said that it's not the enemy outside the household of David that is afraid of. And he said, it's the enemy within the household of David. So it's not the enemy outside this platform that we should be afraid of. It's the enemy within this platform. Because there are some people that will come in and they will say something, and what happens? We go towards that direction and we waste a whole number of hours talking about what they just said, instead of saying thank you and move on to what we're trying to say. Like yesterday, I listened everything. Instead of saying what Mr. Elvis had put forward, we wasted almost about 3-4 hours talking about what somebody said, which does not help anything at all. Instead, it rises up blood pressure and headache. So let's focus on the main thing. If we're talking about visa ban, let's look at it. How do we put more pressure to make sure that this visa ban is not lifted as soon as we forget what's going on? We want to make sure it still stays there and is being enforced. You see, it's being enforced. And then if we find some of them that own house here, we bring it out, put the picture up, and keep hammering on that, shaming them on that. There's one in Anambra State who were all here, and they made him chief of staff of Governor Obiano. He came here and bought a $1.2 million house in Nashville, where we're shaming him. He's hiding all kinds of things. They threw a stone on him in Nigeria when he was trying to campaign for Senate. So that's what we need to be doing, because if we don't start shaming those people, we will be where we are. But once we start shaming them and they know there's no hiding place for them, then they might have a rethinking of what they are doing. That there are people watching and there are people that will not take it. So I thank everybody for what you guys are doing. It's not easy. Our principal told us that. He said it's not going to be easy. Because anytime you are fighting, you are going to see all kinds of manners of people come out. When you are doing anything right, Satan will use people to mess that thing up. That's why in the Bible, there were some children of Israel that planted wheat. And then at night, the enemy came in and planted weeds for them. And they woke up in the morning and said, who planted the weeds? They didn't know who did that. But they now find out the enemy. And God told them, do not remove the weeds. Leave the weeds and the wheat to grow together. Because if you remove them, because their roots are intertwined now, you will be tearing the roots of the wheat. So you now don't have wheat. But if you let both of them grow together, then you can take out the wheat and take the chaff and burn them down. So what we're doing now is the wheat and the weeds are mixed up together in what we're dealing with in Nigeria. That's why you see Babalawo going to the Labour Party and causing confusion. But time will come when that weed will be burned down. And then we can now do what? Harvest the wheat, which is the new Nigeria that is coming. But if we won't get it, or if we start going in to pull out the weeds, because if we try to pull out the weeds, we also pull out the wheat. So that's why our principle keeps saying we need to have patience. That this is not 100 yards, this is a marathon race. And in a marathon race, it takes perseverance. It takes consistency to win in a marathon race.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, everybody, and God bless you.
God bless you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. I really do appreciate this wonderful submission. And God bless you. Thank you for your
Lord.
continued support to us and your encouragement to us here on this panel. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. God bless you too.
Thank you. All right. I appreciate every one of you for your time with us. So I'll give opportunity for others to also talk to us right now. So I'll go back to the top again. Let's do 2-2 round again. We shall start with Mr. Tunaja. Mr. Tunaja, so please, let's do for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Yeah, I have to say I don't know whether his name is Victor, from what he said regarding his family history and all the rest of it, that they were involved in the military and stuff like that. I can see why he got triggered when I said he was afraid. And he described himself as being, what they call it, practical, as they say. You know what? In life, you don't insult people with what hurts them the most. And I think that hurts him. When I said that, it hurts him a lot. I said that because he said we cannot take anybody on. Filipinos cannot take anybody on too, but they are brave and they do what they have to do for themselves. And if that is painful for you, I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry about it. I don't like to insult people with something that they consider sacred to their identity. I've been taught not to insult people with what hurts them. They are not going to react rationally. Hence, he broke the rule and broke the rules here because of that. And I hope he's also apologizing for what he said to me. Regarding the topic, this idea that, we don't see the entire picture of what is going on in the landscape of world politics. And because our leaders would wink us, they too do the same. That's why we always fall for whatever is going on. Because we don't see the entire picture. In June, July, they are talking about possibly joining BRICS. You don't know whether part of the action they are doing now has something to do with Nigeria looking to join BRICS. There are many nations that want to abandon the dollars in the world. There's so many things going on, and we don't pay attention to all those things. So people think that we are wielding influence in the West. History suggests that whenever they are doing anything, they are listening to you. But if you don't control anything, you don't really have power. Like what the Israelis have is they have real power in the US. They control sectors in that country. What do we control in the US that can influence them? US is a pan-European country. Make no mistake. They didn't create NATO for us. They created NATO for their people. Biden went to Ireland today. He went to his hometown. He said he was back home. He knows where he's from. He's not stupid. So let's not make the mistake. History has taught us this, that everybody caters to their own. Even outside northern Muslims, when they go to northern Egypt, even if they are all Muslims, Egyptians will remind them that, no, you are not one of us. Our Muslim religion stays aside, and they'll kick them out and treat them like dirt. Because people recognize their own. It's not evil. It's just what it is. We are the only ones that don't know that. Truly, we are the only group that thinks another group means us well. We are the only ones. And we don't want to earn the right for them to truly respect us. For them to truly respect us, we need to wield power. We need to take control. Nigerians tend to be able to do that. At least we know that, so we try to do that. But we've not really done that. We don't control anything in the American space. If you do, then you can see the influence you will. You will see that we will start developing. Because they will not be able to be doing anything they like with us. And the trade that they will be doing with us, we are going to be making a lot of money from it. Instead of Nigeria to be spending 30 billion for 200 million people, while the UK, where I sit with 66 million, is spending 1.5 trillion a year on its economy. What has kept Nigeria that way? What has kept Nigeria to have a life expectancy of 53 years when most of the world is around 80? There are countries that are at war there in the world for more than 20 years. They have been at war and their life expectancy is higher than ours. Can you imagine? Nigeria has not been at full-blown war, but people survive in countries that have war going on right now longer than they do in Nigeria. That takes doing, to put it like that. It's really hard to achieve what has been achieved in Nigeria because people can achieve it when they're at war. They can do better. So that is why I'm saying we have to take responsibility for ourselves. We have to gain power. We have to take control of things. We have to learn how to make things like the Taiwanese did. When they came to the US, they learned how to work with computers. They took it back home. Today, they control the semiconductor industry in the world, the microprocessing industry in the world. The same thing, we have to learn to take control of our destiny. There are examples of how to do it. We just need to learn, open our minds to building our own, because we don't have a lot of time. Our children's future depends on all these things. Thank you.
Thank you to Niger. Thank you for your submission. Sometimes when person they try to unmute this thing, and now they understand when my panelists sometimes are saying I'm trying to unmute to 3 times. This thing don't happen to me today. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, let me quickly call on the next person here. Okay, Mama Ishwa. I guess Mama Ishwa could all sleep. I don't know whether she's still there with us. Meanwhile, if he's not there with us anymore, I'll just like to move on with Mr. Ike. Mr. Ike, sir, give us your final submission. Thank you very much for your patience with us today, sir.
Thank you, my brother. I have to thank you more for your strength and for your grace to stay up till this time. That's not been easy. I know without some of our colleagues in the platform, only you cannot do it. But I just thank God for every one of you to keep the fire burning for a better country for all of us. You know, I just hope that tomorrow we are going back to the court. I want to end by say we are going back to the court by tomorrow, and we are very hopeful that we get the result that we want, or we get we get a mandate, because we know that we are not just claiming that we won the election. Evidences have been there. Evidences are there that we won the election. So I hope that the world is watching, and Nigerian leaders and old political gladiators in Nigeria are watching. Their days is coming to an end. We are hoping that they will become history very soon in Nigeria political landscape. I just hope and pray that we stay strong, we stay united, because you see that a lot has crippled into the Labour Party, and you hear so many things on social media, but let us remain focused. The man we are following is focused. We never see him complain. All the program they are planning. They know P2B was 1 million miles ahead of all of them. He knew that these things will happen. That's why he's not moved. People are saying, hey, let him use his influence to settle the rift in Labour Party. He knows that there is no rift in Labour Party. All these people is a foundation of rascality that they have created in Nigeria that they want to perpetuate, but it's not going to work. So I hope that all of us keep our hope alive tomorrow while we are very positive of what is going to happen. Let us not give up. Let us keep fighting. Let's keep doing what we are doing. Never give up in any way that we continue to encourage ourselves to keep the hope alive that Nigeria is going to be a better country. You know, if we have somebody like Peter Obi as president of Nigeria, what Nigeria is saying is what everybody think about Nigeria, but it had to start from somewhere. And so let's be positive. Thank you, my brother. I hope to see all of you tomorrow by God's grace. If I'm not here, I believe that on Thursday I will be here, but tomorrow probably I might not. But I just pray that God keep all of us alive. And I see everybody tomorrow. Good night,
Yes.
good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are. And may God bless every one of us. Good night from here is 20 minutes, around 10 minutes after 10 in my island. And I need to go to bed for
Thank you,
tomorrow.
sir.
God bless you. Yeah.
God bless you too, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. All right. I'd like us to call on Mama Esho now. Mama Esho, thank you very much. I think you don't sleep. And then give us your final submission. Okay, Mama Esho, you be turn on your camera earlier on. That's what okay, there with us. Okay. Thank you.
The only thing I have to say is just to say thank you to everybody for the sacrifice. And let us keep on the fight. For those who has information of everything, continue to expose. And let us press every other country to bind them so that they will stay in that country they built very well. And all their children should be returned back to go to those schools they have renovated and made beautiful. Thank you, everybody, and God bless you all.
Amen. God bless you too, Mama. Thank you very much. God bless you. All right. I would like to move on now to okay, bless you. Okay, gas CM don't come out. Okay. Let me go with Mr. Let me see, Mr. Donny. Please give us your final submission, sir. Mr. Donny, are you there? There are okay. You're not available right now. Okay, let me call on next person. I'll go to Black Panther. Black Panther, please give us your final submission.
Yeah, Mr. Nigeria, God bless you. And I want to mostly thank your team has been doing great. I thank you. Sometimes we thank you, but your team, we have not been able to mention that we are thanking your team of engineers, your team that have been working with you. As God will continue to expand you, so also our God will expand them too, in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
I want to thank all the panelists. We have argued and we have spoken well. Despite all the hitches, we have all spoken well. And I want to thank one of our panelists, our elder brother, our elder father who has spoken in his words, he gave advice. And the advice of the elders, these are wisdom that has been tested and proven. I will thank him. He's an elderly person, he's our uncle, he's our father. And I will thank him because he has spoken to the facts that we have on ground. And it is good for us to nail it at the top. Speak to the fact, don't bring in narrative, pursue the fact. And that is what I stand for. And I believe that I want to thank the Nigerian youth that have stood up for the truth, most especially for the obedience. Let us continue to focus on the crown. Let us continue to focus on one thing, is to get into Aso Rock through Peter Obi. And I want to say one thing. We should also stop bringing all type of narrative history. We shouldn't go into history. What we should go into is the solution, because Nigerians are not the problem. The leaders are the problem. Nigerians are doing well because the Nigeria, as you see, they've been battered and they've been shattered. These same Nigerians are the Nigerians that fought the military. They fought Babangida, they fought Abacha, live and direct, and many were killed. This same Nigeria, despite everything, Operation Tie Your Bet, every economic maneuvering have been done. I have not seen a country where economic maneuvering have been done, but they still stand erect and they are fighting for their motherland. And we in the diaspora, we are fighting alongside, we are making sure, and we'll continue to fight until the emancipation, we are emancipated from these evil satanic people. I strike it again. Our leaders are the people causing this problem, and they have moved into a different angle. They have bribed those ones that we thought they were good, but they have given them money. Corruption is diving into every sector. We should face the fact the leadership is a problem and not the Nigerian people. Nigerian people have shown it in this election, and we have all seen it. And there's nothing, we shouldn't ride around the whole circle and now start pointing on the Nigerian people. We can point on some, but generally to me, 80%, the Nigerian people have awoken to the civilian military rule. And now we'll fight this to the finish. I thank everyone again, and I thank all the patriots, the Nigerian patriots that have been standing in diaspora, in Nigeria, and the motherland. God will continue to bless you guys and lift you up. As you sleep tonight, think Nigeria. As you wake up tonight, think of the new Nigeria. As you wake up, go pray for our principal, Peter Obi, that God should continue to give him the strength to stand the ground of truth, and continue disseminating love to those that want to chastise him. Love conquers all things, and love will bring everything that we have back to us as Nigerians. Forget about all the economic terminology. Forget about all the things that the people, countries have the right to protect their own interests. If you are in their position, you will do what they are doing. Now we are seeking for help, and we found help. We should continue fighting for it. Mandela did it. He went out and fight, and we fought for him. So therefore, we should stop bringing anything that will bring up anger in us. Rather, we should share love among us and see how we can do this. Let us bring forth plan and see how we can get this thing into our hand. And if we get there, all of them will run out. The vampires will go out, and we shred them forever. Thank you, Mr. Niger Watch. I thank your team of engineers. I thank your team that are packaging everything. I thank every one of you that are here today, and we'll continue to keep the light shining. Shine until we get the mandate. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So you don't think you owe me an apology? Hold on, does he not think he owes me an apology for what he said to me?
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to tell him now. You should have been patient now.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Maybe he was not here when you tender your apology. Mr. Black Panther,
please. I see. I am a man, when I react. And when I finish reacting, I've forgotten everything. If you want an apology, I say sorry. And your narrative should change about Nigeria. And you should hit the point on the head every time. Don't go around the circle.
My narrative is my narrative. It's just the apology I needed. Thank you.
Thank you. That's fine. He's okay. Let's move on. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all. Let me move on.
Mr. Naja,
yes.
I was here when you were calling my name. I was trying to unmute myself.
Okay, please give your final submission now, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I want to thank you again to everybody that are still awake. I want us to keep the fire burning. We are at war, and this is a kind of different war, and we are going to win the war for sure. The only thing is that we should not be distracted. Most of the time when I listen to Nigeria, sometimes I try to understand the area of his argument or where it's coming from. But sometimes it's so difficult for me to understand because this time is not the time for us to begin to bring up issues or matters that are not relevant to this battle. Because the people we are dealing with, they are not having a normal spirit. Their spirit is contaminated. They have demonic forces that make them to behave like that. They are not normal people. They are not natural people. And the way they think, see, if you look at what they do, imagine somebody that will leave his own land and we decide to invest huge amount in, outside. They are from the government. They will not repair their own place. Look at all their projects. They will build an edifice, but look at the surrounding, untied. And here they are going to commission those places. No good drainage system, you see. So they are operating, they are under, what I can say, bewitchment. So for us to win the battle, we must be focused. We have started this journey, and for sure we will win the battle. We have to be focused. This is not the time for us to begin to fight ourselves with words or bring narratives that are not cordial to this point. That is what I want to say to everyone that have been contributing. Our voice is going far, and there are changes because these submissions are also prayers. What you don't want it. Tinubu is not needed because he's padded. He's been enforced by powers that want to ruin. They are blood drinkers. You see, they don't have anything good, and that should be our cry. That should be our petition to all those who have followed them. We don't need them. And again, if some of them cross carpet to Labour Party, they will be at the background there, but they will never hold any prominent office because we will say no. That is what we'll do. So the focus and our direction must be no to all those that are carrying the corrupt spirits. Those who have betrayed Nigeria and Nigerians. Those who wants to be gods over Nigerians and the Commonwealth that we all have. The few privilege. And now we've come out to say no to them. So there's no turning back until that victory is won. So we have to have one mind. We should not be distracted at all. Now, again, what they are doing, it is not with ordinary hand. They are doing things to, how would I say, to scatter our mind, our conversation. These politicians are being empowered by occultic powers. So we must also know, even as we live in our discussion, we also pray individually that our words, what we are saying, we have to charge it. That it should not be just common words. That the words that we also challenge them in the spiritual, because it is what happens in the spiritual that control the physical, whether we like it or not. So that is why also we must be vexed in the spirit. Not within ourselves, But to the power that want to destroy us and the future generation unborn, we must say no, because we are here. We see how things is being done. And that you see our principal, the way and manner he goes about the things. It's a new light, a new style of governance. We cannot throw that away. It is now or never. We must continue to sing it and shout it aloud for the world to hear. Now, we are the one that is protesting. We are the one that is demanding, asking the American government to act, because it is this same country they'll find safe haven. It is not that they are doing the work we're supposed to do, because we demand for it and they're acting. We should be grateful to what they are doing. And we have to demand more, just as most of us have spoken here. We have to demand more. And I know by the time we have responsible government, many more will do. Those that are still hiding, they will be fished out. That is for sure. But we must keep the fire burning. We must speak what the people want. What is their cry? Your cry, my cry. No more to corrupt leaders anymore. Even if they try to come to Labour Party, because at times you cannot stop them, but they will never hold any position elected or by appointment. We will say no. That is how it has been done here. Provide them and know who they are, their family, the atrocity they've done before, the pain they've caused before. That is the way forward. We will not give up. I want to thank everybody. Let us, as we will go back, let us pray that the judges, that the Lord God will touch their heart, because the Bible says that the heart of all men are in the hands of God, and eternity, wherever it pleases, that the heart of those judges be turned to our favor. And I know that the Lord is working, the hand of God is working in Nigeria to see that we have a new Nigeria in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you, Mr. Nigeria Watch, and everybody. God continue to strengthen you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you,
I appreciate you. God bless you too. Thank you, sir, for your support. All right. Before I call on the next person, I'd like to quickly appreciate the people that just super chatted me now. Amaka Fojebe, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate this a lot. To Mama Love World, thank you very much for the super chat. May God bless you. I appreciate this. May your pocket never run dry. Every one of you that super chat me here every day. God bless you all. Thank you guys. Appreciate every one of you that have liked, that have shared. May God bless you all. All right, I would like to move on to the next person right now. Okay, let me go to oh, hold on, what does that mean? Okay, yeah. Give us a mandate. Are you there?
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you
give
very
us a
much.
mandate.
Can
Before
you
you
hear me?
left, just I was trying to call you. I don't know if you hear me before you left.
Before I left?
Yeah, your last submission.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, when you finish that submission, immediately I was calling you, but you logged out.
Oh, I didn't hear that you called me. Everything
Okay.
okay?
On that last submission, you mentioned more than 14 names. Please, if you're making submission, please, you can. I believe you were here when I was talking about name calling here on this channel, right?
Well, I think I heard this spoke, but you didn't talk about names, so I don't know.
No, I just said don't mention other names. Just give your submission because I know you is part of you. You just like to call names because You call more than 14 names on that last submission just now. Please, I know it's not easy for anybody to change from what you do, but I don't really want names to be mentioned here anymore. Just
Okay, including the names of politicians.
of course we can mention politicians. That's why we are talking here. You know, apart from politicians and mainstream medias, every other names no need for it. Please.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Mainstream medias, politicians, yeah, that's fine. Apart from that, no other names is allowed, please.
So when you say names, okay, so for example, I know you talk about not calling other media, other YouTubers, right?
Yes.
But the names I call were names of YouTuber, right?
Of course, there's so many other names that were there that are YouTubers. You know, you called 4 YouTubers amongst the 14 names that you called. Listen to it
But
again, you see.
hmm,
All
okay,
right.
maybe.
If you play back, you notice what I'm saying. All right. I don't want to go back
Okay,
there.
I'll check it out. But
Thank you, sir.
that
All right.
wasn't a deliberate intention.
No,
I
I
just
know, I know.
yeah. So
I know you
and
before you finish, before you even start the conversation, you mention 300 names first. You finish, you mention 75 to finish. So
if
if
I
you can,
mention 300 names on this platform, then that
300 names.
we'll shut down for the day with that now.
They tease you, no man, they tease you.
No, I mean, if
no,
if I
normally,
mention
normally, give us a mandate is you know, some people are like that. They like to reference to so many things and all that. Yes, you know, but that's fine. Nothing you are doing that is deliberate. It's just that I need to see how I can guide my people here so that we can follow the rules like I explained earlier on. Okay.
hope you won't even think that when I call those names, I just intentionally log out because
No, yeah,
the
I thought because you were still here. I was calling you, didn't listen. So I thought you just ran away.
well,
So I was already
I
looking for
think
how to come
my
to your
coming back
house.
would have shown to you that it was not
We wanted to send FBI after you.
no, I mean
But,
even
yeah.
I was just trying to
We were
to be
no,
clear, like our sister on this platform now. If we call her name, is that the thing is that like what you are referring to?
what do you mean by our sisters? Our
No.
sisters.
Like maybe
You can call anybody's name on the panel here if you want to reference to their submission on this panel. That's it. All right. If you want to reference to their submission on this panel, you can call me. That's not a problem. Like Blank Panther, Mr. Victor is talking right now. If you want to respond to his submission, yeah, you can say, okay, what Mr. Victor just said you want to talk about here. That's a different thing. All right. So we don't need to stretch this. I guess you already understand what I'm talking about, right?
okay. I mean, I'll play that video again to see because other than this platform, I don't think I have any other platform apart from my sister that is on this platform. So, but I mean, noted. So I'll check
Please
it out. Yeah,
don't.
I'll check that.
Oh, somebody is muted. Who is that? Please stay mute, please. Yes, like I said before, no names should be mentioned, please. Reference to a name, any of us on this panel, it doesn't matter who's a sister, who's a brother. If the person you are referring to as a sister or brother finish submitting, you want to reference to the person, you can call the person's name. But unnecessary referencing and all that, all should stop, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to move on to who's next again? I think one love. Yes, now please just hold on. I want to keep you for the last. You and two Niger. One love. I'm not sure you have contributed at all.
Good evening, Mr.
Good.
Niger Watch. I just joined you guys. I haven't said anything yet.
Oh yes, I noticed. Okay, talk to us. But you can see we're talking about the U.S. ban, visa ban, right?
Yeah, I just saw that on your heading. So I think although I didn't quite get what you guys were up to before, but I think I
Yes.
might hear that the United States placed some ban on.
Yeah, they have placed some ban on those some of the satanic leaders that be causing you at high pains in Nigeria.
Oh,
So, especially those of them that committed electoral fraud and violence during the presidential election, so yeah. And we also read out some names, some lists that came out, although we could not confirm the sanctity of the list,
mhm.
but I believe in the next 24 48 hours the sanctity will be out. So but yes, if you can talk about that, because I don't know what you take on that, but some of us have really, really applauded United States for doing this, and we are looking forward to other countries embracing it and emulating what the United States have done. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I have to say, I do appreciate everything that you do. Every time I join you here, I will have to reiterate this. And you've done more than what Buhari have done in Nigeria for the past 8 years. You've done more than that. Believe me. I
Thank
know
you.
most people might think, it's funny. I'm just trying to come here and, I try to crack some joke and things like that. But I'm definitely serious. You've done
Thank
more
you.
than that guy, than what he's done in 8 years. You've done it. And I have to say kudos to you for all that you
God
do.
bless you, sir.
Mr. Wash. I don't really get anything out of Nigeria, but the only place I got my information after I came across your channel is this place. And every time, in the evening or some day that I'm off, I have some time to join you guys. I only come here to, to figure out what's going on in Nigeria, what is next. And I
Thank
have been following Mr. Obi, and you actually just, you sparked that interest, ever since I started listening to you. Thank you so much for that.
I appreciate that. That means a lot to me because it gives us the a good feedback to continue what we're doing here. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. I really I do appreciate that the United States placed the visa ban on these politicians. I think it's long overdue. It's just that the thing with the US, they don't do anything without proper investigation. You can go to the US embassy today and say somebody did this and did that. They will be looking at you. They won't do anything. They have to carry out their own investigation. I'm sure before they did this, they probably have their own proper investigation. They have their own fact of what actually transpired during that election. They don't do anything without evidence, and I'm pretty sure whatever they've just carried out is legit. And I'm really glad that they did that. I know some people might not take it as if it's a good thing. Some people might think maybe the US have like an underlying interest in Nigeria. Some people might think they are just trying to get their own interest. Maybe they are trying to get our resources and things like that. But I don't know which one is better at this point, because I don't think it's okay for us to stay with these satanic leaders and nobody is asking their questions. Because if you look at what they are doing, it's because they think nothing is going to happen to them and nothing will ever happen to them. That's why they keep on oppressing us. They keep on doing everything that they are doing. I know at some point we will have to fight for our own freedom, but freedom does not come by just fighting and fighting and fighting alone. At some point you need some assistance, and that's where the United States comes in, even in most countries. Some people might argue that, look at what they've done in other countries, but if they don't come in, how are you going to fight these satanic and evil leaders that we have? So I applaud what they did, and I really I wish they've done this many 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 years ago, but nevertheless it's never too late. I think we are moving in the right direction. If I see Secretary Blinken or whenever I can contact one of those guys, I would say thank you for doing this. For trying to ban some of these politicians who have cost us pain over the years from coming to their safe haven. That's the reason why they could not fix our roads. That's the reason why they could not fix our hospitals, our water supply. That's the reason why they could not fix our refineries, because they come here to relax and nothing happens to them, because they know they have a second option of where they are going to spend the money that they steal from us. So I'm really glad that they are starting to show examples with what they just did. Besides that, I want to say I'm looking forward towards tomorrow. I don't know how you do this, Mr. Niger Wash. I say thank you again because I know the UK time. I'm not quite sure. You guys are probably like 3 a.m. there, and you still haven't slept. And we
Yeah,
have a court
3:30.
3:30, and we have a court tomorrow morning.
Exactly. I'm already on air by 7 9 latest 9 a.m. I will be on air.
Yeah. May God continue to strengthen you. May God continue to strengthen you, bless you and your family and your generation. I think you are doing a wonderful job. Most channels in Nigeria, most medias in Nigeria, I don't think they operate 24 hours. And even if they do, they go on air limited time. But you are always here and up to 3 o'clock, and you are going to be up again at 7. So God will continue to bless you for all that you do. So
Amen.
I'm just waiting for tomorrow. I know we are going to get a positive news out of the court,
I
and
can't wait.
Nigerians are going to rejoice by the grace of God, and we are going to be marching forward. We want to continue to march forward and march because this is the 21st century. We have to leave
Yes.
this 15th and 14th century that these politicians have kept us on for many years. We have to get out of those century and move forward because other countries are doing the same. Thank you, Mr. Naja Wash. One question: do you know what time the court is going to resume tomorrow?
That's what I don't know, but we are on standby. Another thing we are waiting for, Labour Party requested for a live broadcast, like a live telecast.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what the court is doing. Maybe they've granted it or not. To be honest, I don't know. So I will find out that from this morning, if that is allowed. If it's allowed, we are going to be live here from the courts. If not, then we're just going to take update from third parties.
Oh, okay, that's great.
The court is resuming 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, Nigerian time.
Yeah.
Oh, 9:30. Okay.
Yeah. No, the truth is a court always resume 9:30 a.m. But the thing is that when sitting will start, that's the thing. Remember the last one the other day started by 11:45 a.m. in the morning. So I don't know the time.
That's true. Yeah,
Yes,
you're right about that.
yeah. So I'm not sure the time to today's hearing will start, but yeah, normal time of opening in the court is 9 a.m. But no hearing starts at 9 a.m. So let's see. Just anybody that want to go to bed now, I will advise everybody to set their alarm on from 9:30 a.m. like my sister just said. So in case, because even though we like sleep, but today nobody's supposed to sleep, to be honest, because this is the journey that we've been all this while. So
Yes.
nobody's supposed to sleep. Let's focus on what is going to happen today.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Najawash. I will try to stay on your channel because I know this is the only place I will get the right source. I guess the unfiltered information, I will say, because
Yes.
channels in Nigeria are bought over by now by all these politicians. Thank you so much.
Amen. And I promise, by God's grace, we will cover everything for you guys. Thank you. Thanks, sir. All right.
Sorry, Mr. Elvis.
Yes.
If I can interject you for 1 minute. So you talked about calling names, right? And I've just went back to listen to what I said.
Can we just move out of that?
No, see, the only reason I brought it back is that I went to play that section.
Yeah, but just take it. You don't need to argue this with me.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing.
You mentioned so many. Do you mention so many names there, right?
Apart from the names that I can say, I mentioned about 5 names. When you say 14 names, I wonder 14.
No.
About
I was exaggerating. Somebody just corrected you just now that I'm exaggerating. Okay, when I said you mentioned 70-something names, why did you talk about that? Please, I don't want to argue over irrelevant things. Just follow what I want on my channel, please.
Okay.
I don't want names calling, and just let's keep to that, please. I would like to call on let me see the next person that is right here. Who's next? Okay. I don't know if Mr. Lewis is still available to give us a final submission. Because I just want to keep. Okay. Mr. Lewis, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, sir.
Okay, to sleep very soon.
Please just give us a final quick 2 or 3 minutes submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and thank everybody on this line. And Mr. Elvis, again, thank you for a great job. God will continue to strengthen you. Like I said, it's not an easy job.
Thank you, sir.
It's a very stressful job, but God will reward you immensely.
Amen.
Because what we're doing is fighting for our country, Nigeria. If we don't do it, who is going to do it? If it's not now, when would we do that? You see, so I just thank you immensely. I thank everybody that is working with you, the guys behind the scene that are doing all these things.
Thank you, sir.
People on the platform that are passionate about what is going on. This is the first time I've seen we Nigerians interested in what is going on in our country. If you look at India and Singapore and Taiwan and China and all these other countries, the people who change that or change that country are their people in the diaspora, including the state of Israel. They are just people in the diaspora. Even if you look at Ukraine that is going on, a lot of their people from diaspora are the ones going back and doing what they're doing. Yes, America is helping them, but they are the ones doing it. They are the ones doing the fighting. So our people in diaspora, we just have to keep fighting. The only hope our people have at home is us. It's us. And we need to understand that. You see, that's the cross that we're going to bear, and we're going to carry it to the finish line. You see, God willing, which I think He is, our principle will be in Asorok. And then we can look back on this fight and say, God has always been with us. Because like David said in the book of Psalms, even in my pit of hell, you are there. God has been with us all the way. You see, He has been with us all the way. You see? And He said that He has always supported the righteous. You see, the psalmist says, I've been young, now I'm old, but I've never seen the righteous forsaken or his children begging bread. Our children are not going to beg bread. Our children are not going to beg bread. We will not allow that to happen. So I thank everybody for what you are doing. Be encouraged that at the end, we're going to see the reward of all the sacrifices that everybody is making. And thank you all, and God bless you all. And hopefully we see each other tomorrow.
Amen.
During the court hearing. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Thank you very
God
much
bless you
for your continuous support and prayers. I really do appreciate this, sir. Thank you.
Amen.
All right. I'd like to move on. We have new people just joining us right now, but let me deal with Amoye and to Nigeria first, because I can see Amoye's network is not stable at all. Amoye's can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Mr. Elvis.
Please give me your final submission. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks to everyone that has spoken. Yes, we need to focus on the tribunal tomorrow. It's 9 a.m. It's starting, but like you said, like you rightly pointed out, Mr. Elvis, but they might not be seated until maybe 2 hours later, but we'll see how it goes tomorrow, anyways. So yeah, we need to focus, we need to pay attention, and I'm 100% in agreement with naming and shaming these politicians, really embarrassing them on a daily basis, because we can't afford to fold our hands anymore. And I'm hoping that they throw in their families as well. So that way they can move back to the Nigeria they built, and the hospitals they built, and the schools and the roads. I'm hoping that, every other European country follows suit, because we have to take this country back from their hands. We have to take it from, because they have not done, they have wrecked us completely, so we must take it from their hands, and we will definitely retrieve our mandate. We're on our way there anyway, so we have to keep the pressure on, heightened pressure. Let them be feeling it. Morning they no go sleep, night they no go sleep. Then even when they wake up in the morning, they go tired, because now their name they will hear everywhere. So yes, let's name them. As soon as we know what their names are, who they are, let's start naming. Even the ones that we already know, let's be naming and shaming them. I beg. And I agree with I think it was Pa Louis that just said it when he was giving his submission, that you know he kind of blames the diasporans. I blame them too, because most of the diasporans, when all these people come in, people are spreading out carpet for them to work on. They are doing the meetings and conferences for them, and giving them money and showing them the choicest properties to buy. I've never had the opportunity to be. The only time I think it was Osibanjo that came around my area, but they kept it hush hush. This was second term. They kept it hush hush because they know everybody was hot. Now the group I belonged to, were all supposed to get an invite. They turned out they only selected like one or two people that couldn't say jack. I was mad. But anyway, I digress. But it's true. We need to, when we see these people travel, we need to call them out and embarrass them, shame them back to Nigeria, because our people have suffered. We are still suffering. Some of us are carrying burdens that we ought not to be carrying because of their failures. So once again, Mr. Elvis, thank you very much for what you're doing. I really appreciate you. I pray for your strength, your continued strength, everyone's continued strength, honestly, because man, this literally has taken over my life, my schedule. I always find a way to squeeze in Nigeria, no matter how busy I get, no matter how much I have to do, because it matters that much to me. I look forward to seeing a working country, and I look forward to seeing us get back our mandate. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, my sister Moyeskona. You see, this is why I say all the time on this channel that it's a collective effort. It's up to you to be checking yourself when you know that our country is not good. It's up to you to feel comfortable in another man's country when you know our country is not good. It's up to you to fold your arms and eat the best food and drink the best drink when our brothers and sisters are dying back home, when you know our country is not good. So we all that is here every time, we are doing marvelously well. We are doing well. It's a collective effort. Any thank you guys pass to me, and I pass it back to those of you that is genuinely fighting for the betterment of Nigeria. Even though we know it's not everybody that is genuinely fighting for the betterment of Nigeria. I've seen people who were supported obedient, because I don't know, for one or two reasons, it was not favorable to them. They moved straight to APC, from APC back to obedience, from APC. So many of them have been confused, and God have exposed them on air. So for those of us that is genuinely, we are always there. And God continue to elevate every one of us. We all will come back to smile, and our reward is only from God, though, to be honest, because if anybody is waiting for anybody to pay us for this, trust me, you might not likely get it. So our reward will come from God, and the greatest reward of all this effort, this sleepless nights, cause for me, since April last year, I've been doing this every single day. To be honest, if you ask me now, the greatest reward, what do you want? I want a better Nigeria, where I will be in Nigeria, I have security. Where I will be in Nigeria, we have good health care. When I'll be in Nigeria, we have permanent light. Permanent light is very, very, very important. If To be honest, my people, for me, I don't really want to talk about myself, but I value Nigeria. I really value Nigeria more than any other thing. Even though I have all the comfort that I'm looking for or that I want in the United Kingdom, I value my country. So that's why I'm doing this. Nobody promised me I will pay you this when you do this and all that. If I wanted to do this because of what I will get, yes, I know where for shook my eye go because I have been approached not once, not twice, So, but listen, guys, your conscience matters so much. If they pay you 1 billion naira today to join the satanic people to start killing our people, because that's one thing a lot of people don't know. When you support the wrong people and whatever decision these wrong people takes, if they kill anybody, you are part of the people that kill those people. If they cause anybody's pains, you are part of the people that cause all these people's pains. And I'm very, very happy now that at this particular time, a lot of obedience, it looks like some of them were sleeping for a while. I don't know, but for the past 5 days, if I'm not mistaken, everybody's out again. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, go to YouTube, go to Facebook, TikTok. Everybody's talking again. I believe because the court is approaching or is just around the corner. Yes, this is good. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you all. Let us continue to stand till the end. We are doing the best, regardless whatever anybody think of you, regardless any names anybody call you, just to stand for what is right. Like I said before, if you want you standing alone and you know what you're standing for is right, then why not stand alone? Thank you. I'd like to call on the next person now. I have two persons that's just joining us now. Okay, to Najana, your turn, no, but let me just give you your turn because they like to keep you for last, especially you and CM, all the time. But to Najana, talk to you. Give us your final submission.
Yeah, thank you. Listen, Niger Watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, regarding this, the court case coming up tomorrow. I must say, the OB supporters have been some of the best this in the opposition and supporters going because they have comported themselves the way they were meant to. And somebody was asking earlier, where did we run to? Whether what you should run to do exactly what Obi is doing. Obi is not running to. Obi was mocking Lai Mohammed for going to Washington to go and threaten him of treason the other day. Like money you could be spending in Nigeria, you're spending it overseas. Come back home and do all those things that you're talking about. That's the aspect of Obi that people are not picking up. Obi is very, very clever. The way he goes about people, if he wants to knock you, he doesn't say it openly like I do. But he is reminding them that he said, why are you building properties overseas? Why are you buying property? All those things he's saying is similar to what I'm saying, but he's saying it in a more sly way. And for that reason, people don't pick up on what he's saying. There's a reason, if you look at his foreign policy, he's saying his foreign policy is Afrocentric. That's inward looking. That is what people are not picking up on. Do what he is doing. He's not running to Washington to sort out his business out. He wants the problem to be sorted out in Nigeria then. That is why he's urging his followers, let's just do it the right way, because that is only path. That is only path to developing our country, because we have to do it ourselves. And people should be paying attention closely to the way he talks. Because when he said that stuff to Lai Mohammed, you can tell he could have been me saying it, but I would have said it. I would have said like, oh, he's sellout traitors and all the rest. But he will put it in a different way. That is the path you should be going. And that's what I would say to this guy that said something about where you should run. Run in the direction Obi is running. Thank you.
Thank you. For the first time, you see to Niger talk and he say thank you. Normally they stop you. I don't know, say you could finish your submission.
Because I'm used to peace covering me now. They will not dare now.
you know, get less, yeah, and many other. But we get a Black Panther here, Victor. It don't counter you. But normally, when they talk like this, you don't hear one or two boza.
What are they going to say? Obi really said that. What are they going to say?
One thing I want everybody to understand on this platform, we will not guarantee you that you're not going to be attacked. but please don't keep it too hard on anybody, because remember, our attitude sometimes is just like it's just like what you put in the public. Let me put it like that. When you come here to keep malice, just because the way somebody talked to you yesterday, you come today, now your malice is everywhere. That means you are not for Nigeria. I'm sorry. And if I notice that, I will expose you. I'm that kind of person. I will expose. Even though I did not even expose you, then you already belittled yourself around me, because if you are fighting for a better Nigeria, you must be able to set a good example. You know, for me, I'm very blunt, I'm very bold, and I say things how it is. You know, I don't beat around. I don't, whatever I can say on air, I will not go behind and talk about it, because I don't care. Whatever you think of me, whatever you say behind me is for you. It's not for me, because I'm not there. So if you want to talk to me, you come here, you talk to me. But after today, or after once you've expressed yourself, let's move on and love ourselves. Because the only way we can move Nigeria forward is by expressing ourselves, arguing with each other, then show love again. That's what I'm doing here. That's what I've been doing all my life. Please, I will not guarantee you if you come to my platform, somebody will not disrespect you, but it's not directly, it might be indirectly. Even though it's still directly, once they apologize, let's just move on. You know, when you come tomorrow, don't reference back to what happened yesterday. And let's, nobody's perfect here. Nobody's promised anybody perfection here. Thank you. God bless you all. All right. I would like to move on now to, we have two people that are joining us now. Engineer Ken, thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Good evening to you. Please talk to
Good
us.
evening. Yeah, good evening, Mr. Najawaj. You know, thank you very much for all that you have been doing.
Engineer be that.
Yes, sir.
Namio.
Engineer, welcome. After you don't do to somewhere, blue blue.
Oh, are you telling me? Not that's my voice, huh?
You know over blue today.
I just go wrong, go issue your drink some for me, put my brother. Vinima say Magbo Yebo, you know, I no kill Yebo Pikin.
Abi, that's so now.
Mr. Tunaja, there's one thing I love about you. You know, you're a man that doesn't give up, no matter what people say, no matter the kind of antagonizing that you have. You still keep on showing up, still talking and everything.
Exactly.
You don't keep malice. I love you for that. But another thing again, you have a very sharp mouth that is not so good. I wish you were a woman. You would be good for second wife or third wife. Hello.
That's the kind of stuff that brings the kind of sharp mouth. See, I know. Maybe I should be more like P2B. But if I was like P2B, you are not going to be hearing what he's saying. Because some of the things he's saying is similar to what I'm saying, but he's just saying it in a nice way. But people don't pick up on it, and they still act in a different way. You heard somebody saying, what direction should we go? Go the direction he is going.
Well, anyway, to Nigeria, you are a nice man, and we love you. We keep on loving you, and let's keep this flag on. And we are all fighting for the prosperity of our dear country. Nigeria is going to be great again, either these evil men like it or not. We're going to get back this mandate. Because Nigeria have never had it like this. The only one time it get close to this was June 12th, 1992 or 93, during time of Abiola. That was the only time they get it close, like about 60% closer like this, but this time around, we are going all the way. We are going all the way. We are going all the way, either they like it or not. And I want to thank this man that have been showing up, that this elderly man that I just spoken about 20-30 minutes ago. I listened
Okay,
to a lot of things.
Mr. Lewis.
Louis, yes, that man is wonderful. At least for his age, and he's still on. He's still at week at this time in Nigeria. Talking and he's fighting
to see future for his grandchildren. You see, I'm blessed. You know, when you hear things like this, you consider yourself blessed, you know, because you know that there's a greater tomorrow, you know. So I want to tell the obedience, you know, when the night, when the day is about to break, the night gets darker. That means we are getting to the finish line. So we should not lose hope. You know, that is what they want. Right now, a lot of platform right now are been spoiled with dollars. 90% of them, they pump money into it. I had a friend of mine that bought the Range Rover Jeep about 3-4 months ago with this guy's money. You know, yeah, I can't even call his name. You know, with this guy's money.
No,
So many.
no, please don't call the name, please.
Okay. So many of them like that I know, my very good friend. You know, so a lot of them. But one thing about Ninja Watch, you know, he's a man that stood firm. You know, you cannot change him with money. You cannot turn his hands behind him. That is why we are still here. And that is why you see him working every day. And people like this, God will always stand by your side. You know, God will stand by your side because God is answering the prayers of those less privileged people in Nigeria, those people that are suffering day by day. You know, if you really want to know God answers prayer, is for you to stay in Nigeria. God answers prayers. And that prayers, all of them will come to pass. You know, we will get back this mandate, either they like it or not. You know, we will get it back. You know, and I strongly believe that on that very day, maybe this man will not appear. By the grace of God, he might not be there. He might not be there on that very day. You know, so let's watch the dance. You know, let's watch the dance. It is the drum. The drum is playing both spiritual and physical. Well, guess what? The angels of the Lord is on our side. You know, it's on our side. You know, our principal's hand is clean. That is why you see all this. That people are fighting with their money, with their strength, with everything, with their life, to make sure that this man has that throne. Because his hands is clean. He have never once saw his hand with corruption, with evil, just like Wiki. Yeah. So people like this, men will rise for him. Armies will rise for him. Men and women will rise for him. Go to the north this day, you see the northerners, the women are getting naked. They are protesting for Labour Party. You know, fighting for Obi. You know, and this is our mandate. You know, and when this guy comes in, under 2 years, I believe Nigeria is going to be changed. There's something will happen for good because it's easy. There is no rocket science in it. You know, the Bible says if the righteous is on the throne, the people flourish. That is just the fact. I remember far back in the 80s and 70s, whatever thing you do, you can achieve. I know a Faulknizer in Benin that in the 80s that built a 6 bedrooms and a living room. Nice, beautiful. I know that man very well. A Faulknizer. You know, I know a shoemaker in Apapava that has a house. You know, that has a house way back early 80s in that shoemaker business. So many, I can count many of them. You know, I know a tailor in a gun, you know, that have two flats. You know, in the 80s, so many of them. You know, if you're a civil servant, you can get a loan to buy a car, you can get a loan to buy a house, to build a house, little by little, take it off of your salary. You know, so things like that can still be revised if the corrupt people will put aside. So the only man that can do that is Peter Obi and Dati. These men are fearless generals. You know, what we are seeing, let me tell you guys, I strongly believe that these guys they are being threatened day and night. We know how our people is, spiritually or physically. They're threatening them day and night, but they refuse to give up. They either die than to give up. So these are the kind of generals that I love to support. These are the generals that Elvis Edigin have choose that this man will support him and will follow him to the last lane. So guys, I want to thank you all for your support, for your tribute, for everything that you are doing. You know, look at the time now, it's almost 11 o'clock midnight here in the US.
It's
you
4
know,
a.m.
and
here
they are
now.
4 a.m. you know, in Nigeria, and you guys have not slept. You guys have been at wake for the past 10 hours. You are not getting paid. Nobody's giving you nothing. Those of us that live in Europe, maybe in the next 2 hours time now, you'll be getting ready to go to work. You know, but guess what? You know, God of truth will not leave you.
Amen.
Whatever you are doing right now, you're going to achieve it. Your children is going to be proud of you that this is what my daddy did. You don't know, but whatever you do from today, you're going to see the difference tomorrow, because there's always blessing at the end of the tunnel. You know, that is what I just have to say this night. I want to really thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Why I always say, thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Mr.
you, sir.
Thank you so much, my brother.
I really appreciate this. Thank you. Junior Ken, I really appreciate this. Thanks for the prayers.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have the last person here. Let me see. Okay, our guy, fine. You came back. Okay, quickly give us your final submission. Make we close. Make we go sleep. Update.
I came back, and I'm just surprised that you guys are still here. So
We are still here,
I'll make
but
it
we're
real
rounding
quick.
up now.
Yeah, make it real quick. I mean, it's late where you are. I just want to appreciate everybody for putting in the time, for all our efforts. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Tomorrow is a court day, another court day. We'll see what's going to happen, but I'm full of positives with everything that is going on, and by God's grace is going to work in our favor. So let's keep the spirit going. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And God bless you. All right. I'll use this opportunity to appreciate every one of you that have joined us today. And God bless every one of you. Thank you so much for all you do. I appreciate you all. Those of you on the comment section, thank you. May God bless you. Mother of all, Mommy Diaspora, thank you. Moderator, thank you very much. Thank you, Atlantic Origins, thank you. Ijedima, thank you. Victory all the way, thank you. For Victors, thanks very much, my good people. Gawan Lele, I can see right there as well. Thank you. And for those of you that supported me today financially, I appreciate every one of you. To Mama Love War, thank you. Maka Afojebe, thank you. Chris Iwangu, thank you. Luis Okonkwo, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your same girl, Mede. Maka A, Asabosa, thank you. God bless you all, my good people, and all of you. Okay, I would like to appreciate everyone that joined the panel. And God bless every one of you. Those of you that could not join the panel, please understand with us how it is. Yes, we're gonna be live again the next couple of hours. Please join us. Our 6 p.m. normal time every day is still there, but today we might randomly come out because of the court case. So stay. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe with us. And if you have not hit the notification bell, you really need to do that, because that's the only way you'll be notified when we randomly come out like this. Thank you very much, my people. I'll say let's go to bed. So yes, fingers crossed we all will shine later on. The decision in the court will act in our favor in the mighty name of Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you very much, my people. Have a good night and bye for now.
You are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds